You wanted to know? Stacy's here. What's up, Stacy?
Where
Ruckus.
we live in this town is close enough to where the marching band practices for the college here that like the entire neighborhood sounds like marching band.
Yeah, we have a marching band.
It's just like
We
ghost
have
music.
UGA's marching band,
Yes.
and they're just down the street from us.
Mm-hmm.
They have a practice field
Yeah.
that looks like a mini football field, replete with
Oh, you know where they are?
goals. Yeah, I know.
Because they're kind of just like everywhere.
Well, you know the
Like
big.
they're all over.
You know the big park here?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're in that park.
Oh, that's weird that they're so far
like
away from the
South, this like south part of that park.
the South Park.
It's kind of like the South Park, yeah. And they have this, and they even have a scoreboard and everything. It's pretty wild. Like, you have an old scoreboard, I guess. And anyway, whatever. It's a marching band. You can go sit there. We can go sit on the lawn and watch them.
I liked it better. When
Indie Rock 79, what's up? It's delicate, but she's got Indie Rock. She's sporting Indie Rock 79.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, dude. That was a good year. Stacy's with us. Delicate's with us. More are coming. More are here, it says, apparently. Well, maybe not. Got a couple likes already. Holy shit. We're on fire. We're on fire. All right. So I guess the first thing on my agenda is poor Kevin Spacey. Let me dial it up for you.
Poor Kevin Spacey.
Poor Kevin Spacey, the accused. We all know him as the guy accused by many men
Yes.
for misappropriate behavior, sexual misappropriate, and he was even charged with sexual crimes in the UK. I don't know what come of that. I guess he got acquitted. I'm not sure.
Did you say misappropriate?
Did I say misappropriate? I probably did.
Sexual misconduct.
Sexual misconduct, yeah.
Sexual
Inappropriate.
Sexual harassment.
Like, he's a writer, this guy.
And even, I think, in some instances, he was accused of assault. But I actually am kind of ignorant about what exactly. Like, there were many accusers, various different lawsuits that he's had to fight.
Right.
I know he's prevailed in some. Somebody else had to.
A lot of people died around him.
One
oddly.
person died.
Two, no, I think it's more than one.
And they were suspicious about whether he was involved.
I'm sure he wasn't, but weird.
Yeah, it's not. It doesn't look good. Anyway, so you're saying poor Kevin Spacey because you have pity on him, or poor Kevin Spacey like literally he is poor.
Well, he wants us to believe he is.
He wants everyone to believe that he's poor.
He does, yeah. He wants the world to be very sad for him because poor Kevin Spacey, who has been accused credibly by many men for sexual misappropriations, for bad behavior, man.
Oh, this is the
Three died. That's right. See, I think Mateo's got it right. 3 died.
What?
Yeah, it was multiple people. That's what made it so absolutely crazy, because it was multiple people.
Yikes, bro.
I know, dude.
So this is the Piers Morgan interview?
This is the Piers Morgan interview, correct?
I saw this earlier. He's answering a question, but maybe you know more about this than I do because you've been in show business. Are all the questions in these interviews like pre-approved?
Not necessarily.
So Piers Morgan asked him, "Where are you living now?" And that's when he started talking about, well, I don't really have a place to live because my house is being foreclosed on. Okay?
Right.
But does that mean that they talked about before the interview, hey, I'm going to ask you this, and then you're going to reveal your poor me situation? Is that how it goes?
It can. I don't know if that's how it went here, but that's certainly how it can go. Yeah.
Why are you scooting?
Because I'm actually putting myself in things because I'm going to show some pictures. So he is homeless. He's claiming to be homeless. So let me get the pictures up for you.
Pictures of what?
His home that he's going into foreclosure.
He said it's going to be auctioned.
He said it's going to be auctioned. There it is. Here we go. So this is Kevin Spacey's Baltimore estate. He bought this estate when he was working on the series House of Cards, the massive sensation House of Cards. We watched it. It was fucking awesome. Robin Wright was just badass in it. All right, here we go. So this is this place. So putting into perspective, he bought this in 2016, multi-million-dollar estate on the harbor, in the harbor. And it's like the largest boat home ever. And so he bought it in 2016, and it was in 2017, toward the end of 2017, that he lost his job. But he kept the place. So he kept the place since, basically 2018, all of 2018, 2019, through till now, 2025, where it is now being foreclosed. This after he lost his job for being accused. He got charged with a crime or multiple crimes in the UK. I mean, you couldn't have more clues to sell your fucking house and downsize. Watch what this guy's doing. This guy's crying. He wants us to feel sad for him. When he had this house in his possession, while his career was fucking going down the fucking toilet. Look at that shit. His career is going down the toilet because of his actions, one way or another. He either made a shitload of enemies, right? Or he was a fucking predator. I'm going with predator. I believe the accusers. Look at this shit that he hung on to. These people, what are you crying for, dude? You should be crying about your own stupidity, bro. It's 2017. You've just lost your job. You have no job. And not only that, but your career is spiraling to the earth. It's in a free fall. Everybody knows that. Your reps have dropped you. I mean, you know it. You're standing in the smoldering ash that was once one of the great careers in fucking Hollywood. And you hang on to this. This is what you hang on to. Like, it's the first fucking thing I do is sell this. First thing I do is like, okay, honey, we're downsizing. And he wants us to feel sad for him. He wants us to all cry because he can't afford. Of course, truth is, I'd probably cry too if I'm losing this. I'd probably shed a couple tears and be like, oh, fuck, I can't wake up by the water anymore. I can't. The solitude is gone. My neighbor was a seal. I don't fucking feel bad for a guy. This is like so self-inflicted. Look at the lavish lifestyle that he chose to continue to live, knowing full well that his entire life and financial future was in decline, if not an absolute spiral. And now he's on fucking, Piers Morgan weeping. And he wants us all, I guess, to weep with him and be like, oh, we have to welcome him back. Yes, sure, he was credibly accused for being a horrible sexual predator. But look what he lost just recently. This beautiful, look at the view. Come on, you've got to feel for this man. I think we all, I hope he needs to put together a GoFundMe immediately, obviously. Maybe we can save this place, all of us. Maybe we could band together and make sure that Kevin fucking Spacey doesn't lose. Look at the view that he's lost. He was seeing progress right out his window. Fuck you, Kevin Spacey.
Oh, really?
Yeah, fuck you, Kevin Spacey, bro.
Why?
Well, because it's self-inflicted and he wants us all to feel bad. He wants us to cry for him. And it's all self-inflicted. Everything that he's going through is self-inflicted.
No, it's true. He could have lived a really long time on the money from that he could have gotten from selling that condo.
Yeah.
Whatever the fuck.
Maybe he takes a loss because maybe he takes a small loss, whatever, but you manage your situation. And now he's going on TV, literally busting out in tears when he held on to that fucking asset until he ran out of everything. Until he finally got to the bottom of the barrel and he was like, wow, this really did happen. It took him, that was, so 2018, we're talking 7-8 years. That career has been nothing but, it's still going down. That's how high this dude was. It's still going down 8 years later. And he didn't know to get the fuck out of that place, which had to have cost him hundreds of thousands. And Piers Morgan in the interview says, well, have you thought, what about bankruptcy? He's like, we've come close. The decision to file was close, but somehow, some way we got through. Look what he got through. Look what he got through. What he's talking about getting through. The skin of his fucking teeth was living like that. So to cry on national television is where I'm offended by it. I'm like, you eat the rich already, will you? Like, you just fucking, you can't let go of that. You couldn't downsize to something a quarter that size, which would be the biggest house I've ever lived in and really my dream house in terms of scope of living. If I had something a quarter that size.
Also, I just do not believe that any mansion in Baltimore is anyone's dream house. I don't believe it.
Okay, well, it doesn't matter.
I think he bought that house because he was expecting to work in Baltimore for a really long time. Right. Because House of Cards was going to be a smash hit that went on forever.
So then he should have sold it in 2017 as soon as he was fired.
Yeah, and then he should have moved someplace.
Cut his losses like it was a rental and then, moved to the UK where things were safe. Well, never mind.
I don't know if it's still a problem, but others have said, I didn't mention it earlier because I didn't want to mess up.
What's the matter?
Your rant. But apparently my mic isn't loud at all.
Your mic isn't loud?
Yeah, I don't know. Mateo and Spacey said Angela's mic is not loud at all. Angela's mic is not working properly, I think. But I don't know if you can see.
Yeah. Can you talk?
Yeah. Can you see? There's like little, you're doing the little, the graph, the grid,
Well, yeah, that is weird.
the levels.
Let me see what's going on.
Stacy's asking, is he in the e-files? Oh, Stacy says it's better now.
Oh, it is?
And Mateo says it's good now.
Okay, great. Thank you. Well, you know, the good news is I got a brand new mixer in the mail yesterday that I'm going to be setting up over the weekend. So we're going to be getting a sound upgrade, which I'm very excited for.
Thanks,
Even though we've had pretty good sound
Thank
to
you so
go.
much for your help with
So
that.
what is that?
Oh,
What's going on?
Shannon said bad again. Did you do anything?
Okay, let me figure it out. No, I don't know what's going on. Jesus. All right, give me a second, guys. Thank you for your
Sorry, guys.
patience. Live chat. Thank you.
Stacy wanted to know, is he in the Epstein files? Do you know?
Kevin Spacey. There was some talk about that.
I think there was a lot of celebrities named in the Epstein files, but it's like
Hang on.
basically.
I need you to be quiet just for a second, please. Thank you very much. I'm going to have to do this. I'm going to have to do that. Can you talk, Angela?
Yeah, I'm talking.
Can you keep talking?
Okay, so I think a lot of celebrities were in the Epstein files because they had it was like a private jet that he would just let people use, and it was probably like fucking stuffed to the gills with recorders and stuff.
Yeah.
Hang
on a second, because let me just respond while getting my levels. By the way, I'm just going to tell these guys what happened then. I did Gavel Gavel today. I did the interview with Gavel Gavel, which was really fun, dude.
Yeah, you had a blast.
They were a super good time. And I had to rig up my sound so that I could be accommodating and send him some really nice files. And so apparently I fucked up my own rig to do it. So sorry for the interruption. Let's hear you talk. Say something to the people.
Concerned Citizen says Kevin Spacey is more like Mike Jeffries and Lex Wexner.
Lex Wexner? That's tough to say.
If your last name is Wexner, why would your parents name you Lex?
I know. Exactly. All right. I think does her sound does she sound okay?
Yeah, thanks for letting us poll you guys about my sound.
Well, thank you for just helping us tweak it. I guess I can put my headphones on. I never even tried that.
Oh, thanks, Shannon knows. Said good now for Angela.
Okay, great.
Stacy says it's perfect.
Okay, great.
Thanks, guys. You're so helpful.
I had to crank the levels around a little bit. I don't know what happened there. Man, I hope I didn't screw it up for Gavel Gavel. Oh no, I listened to that sound. It's good.
No, it's great.
It was delish. All right.
Delicate said, okay, both mics are good now. Don't touch anything in caps.
Step away from the mic, Dale. Step away from the mic. All right, beautiful.
Well, that's good. I'm glad you guys let me know that because we wanted to do some more reading of the motion for summary judgment today. And that would have been lame if we only discovered later that it wasn't being recorded.
Yeah. You do still seem a little low to me, but I don't know.
Don't touch anything.
Don't touch a thing.
All caps.
Okay, so that was my rant on Kevin Spacey. I think it's ridiculous. I'm really tired of all these fucking victims coming, or these perpetrators coming forward and making themselves victims. What's his name did the same thing. Mike Tyson came out with a big sympathy, like, my life has been so hard since I got thrown in jail for rape. Like, get the fuck out of here with you. Get out of here with you.
I feel the same way. It's like,
oh my God, we just got a fucking super chat.
Oh, sweet.
It's the first one we ever got. That's so cool. Thank you.
So we have to put it in a frame and we have to put it on the wall.
Yeah, I got to
like the first $1 that the restaurant
super
gets.
chat. Oh shit.
That's so great.
And it came without a question. It was a freebie. Well, that was very kind of you. Thank you. That's very sweet.
I think that it's Kevin Spacey's been doing this for a few years where he's like, poor me,
Yeah.
I lost my career. Everybody hates me.
Yeah.
But I think it's really important to recognize that like, you're not entitled to a career. Like if you do crimes,
Exactly.
if you're credibly accused of crimes, you're entitled to your freedom until you're proven guilty, but you're not entitled to anything else. If people decide that they don't want to fucking work with you, then I'm sorry, them's the breaks. Like it's maybe you think it's unfair, but you're not entitled to any of that.
No,
He's been complaining about it. And
yes, he has.
It just makes it sound like it's very insensitive because people believe that he has victims. And he's never sparing a thought for any of the people that maybe feel harmed by him. Like the time that he was...
Cosmic Urges is making a great point. He's saying Mike Tyson wasn't convicted and it's not the same. And there's a certain, I agree with that to a certain extent, but only to a certain extent.
Mike Tyson wasn't convicted?
No, sorry. Mike Tyson was convicted.
Yes.
Kevin Spacey was not convicted of any crime. So
no,
that's
I know,
true.
But he is not he's not entitled to have a career when people don't want to work with him for whatever reason. I mean, that's the thing. It's like,
the question is whether or not he was credibly accused is where I was coming from. And I feel very strongly that he is in the position he's in because of his own actions. I don't think a bunch of people ganged up on Kevin Spacey. I don't believe that for a second. I don't believe for a second that a bunch of dudes huddled up and went, hey, let's fuck over this guy. I think that Kevin Spacey got
all the way to court. No fucking way.
No, I think Kevin Spacey got away with a lot of shit.
No, it's like what you went through is a really great example of what happens when people are not credibly accusing somebody to destroy their career. The people that accused you weren't trying to take you to court for it.
No,
they were just trying to ruin your career and
Yes.
badmouth you and get you ruined in Hollywood. But they weren't actually trying to prove any of their claims.
Correct.
These guys sued him, tried to get him. I don't know. I guess it was civil litigation, so they wanted.
Well, no, there was a
sort of
criminal
justice.
charge. What happened with that one? I think he got acquitted on it. Let's see what happened.
It seems like it's just so much that
Kevin
I just never.
Spacey,
I never took the time to learn it all.
UK trial.
But to make your point, like
He was acquitted of all charges in the UK criminal trial in 2023 after being accused of sexual assault by 4 men between 2001 and 2013. He was found not guilty of 9 charges, including sexual assault. A related civil lawsuit filed by one of the complainants is continuing. That's got to be on like some pretty weak knees. The criminal trial stood trial in London's Southwark Crown Court in the summer of 2023. He faced 9 charges, including sexual assault, after allegations from 4 men. Verdict, a jury found him not guilty on all counts on the July 26th, 2023. Outcome, Spacey stated that he was humbled by the verdict and was grateful to the jury for their careful examination of the evidence. Civil lawsuit. One of the complainants has since filed a separate civil lawsuit, which was paused during the criminal proceedings and is now proceeding. So he was acquitted, and so he deserves to be acknowledged. He was acquitted. And so, and I'm sure that was a great relief to him and also a great burden to him. I'm sure that was incredibly expensive and very hard on his soul.
That's why he's saying that he is behind on his bills and why his house got foreclosed.
But
because of legal fees.
I stand by my feelings about this, which is that I believe in. How many men have come forward? Let's just put it that way. And how can they all be corroborating on this? How many men?
Erica said, I don't think you have to be convicted to face consequences. My opinion is not a court of law. The burden of proof is much lower.
How many men? Thank you.
This is true.
Have accused Kevin Spacey.
This is true because if you're like, that shit sounds fishy, and then he's convicted in your mind,
15 others have come forward alleging similar abuse. So over 16 people have come forward alleging abuse against him, according to.
Also, the way that he's dealt with it is really, really
AI.
fucking bizarre. Don't you remember that he put out a video and it was really bitter and angry? And, sure, you'd sound like that if you were being falsely accused. But instead of addressing his accuser at all and how they might have felt like they had been harmed by him, he instead decided to play the victim and say that he had been outed and that it made things very uncomfortable. And so he was stepping out of the closet as a gay man. Do you remember that?
I do. I remember that. It was infuriating.
Yeah.
I can't believe it. I had some gay friends who were just like, what a fucking dick.
Yeah, so
like they were super offended.
A bunch of people shared his statement as an example of what not to fucking do if you're trying to put out an apology statement.
It's weird because everyone in Hollywood knew. It would have been another thing that I outed him for if I in fact outed Pedro, because everyone in Hollywood knew. Mm-hmm. It was not a secret. And it wasn't a secret. And to me, it wouldn't have been. I don't think it was a secret.
You're saying in 90s Hollywood when you were.
Yes.
When Kevin Spacey was around.
When I met Kevin Spacey, I knew he was gay.
And that's in your book, Too Real a Hollywood Memoir?
It is in my book, Too Real a Hollywood Memoir.
When
Please pick up a copy today. So it is, I'm sorry, as of 2017, 15 men had come forward accusing Kevin Spacey of some sort of sexual impropriety. So that tells me that he is a predator. It just does. 15 people accusing. It always irritates me that one isn't enough. But I do understand that there can be false accusations. You know, I understand them. I've been falsely accused by Leo and Toby of doing things I've never done to anybody. And I know that those and the accusations can span any kind of activity all the way to crimes. 15 people colluding? Come on, I don't buy it. So I stand by my lack of, whoa.
What?
Jesus. I don't know how I feel about that. Now I'm uncomfortable.
This is a big surprise to me.
My hands are tingling. And no one's ever just given me $20 before.
Should
Shannon,
we talk
thank
about
you
it?
so much.
Should
That's
we not
incredibly
talk about
kind.
it? What are we supposed to do?
Yeah, well,
What's
you
the
know,
protocol?
so my Canadian cousin that works on films told me in 2002 that Kevin Spacey hit on him. I was shocked at the time to learn that Kevin Spacey was gay. Well, that's why I think everybody...
I think his issue, Kevin Spacey's issue, was just he cast a real wide net, and he was not subtle about it.
Yeah.
And so a lot of people felt like they had been harassed by him, and
Yeah.
it's I don't know why he's so defensive. Like instead
But
of
that's why
being
everybody
like,
in Hollywood was like knew he was out, because he was openly
handsy.
Listen, I mean, the rumors that I heard back in Hollywood, and I'm not going to repeat them because they were rumors. I can confirm none of them, not one. The rumors were thick on Kevin Spacey. They were thick. Like a guy who I was with whom I was well acquainted. And this isn't the guy in the book. This is a different guy with whom I was well acquainted. He was working with him, and yeah, he just said some things for sure. And I was like, damn, gee, that's some mad shit. And then everyone suddenly, after he told the story, as cruel as people can be, started suspecting him as participating in it, of course. Because that's fucking Hollywood. They're just a bunch of chatterbots over there, you know?
I know, it's weird how high school it is. I just think that the way he dealt with it made it so much worse, you know? Where everybody's like, oh, you don't feel bad about anything that you may have done to make people uncomfortable at all whatsoever. He was really vengeful about it. Like, who was it? Mateo mentioned even Guy Pearce, the Australian actor, came forward for what he said he experienced with him in filming LA Confidential. And he was
Oh, yeah, that's right. Guy
he
Pearce
was
came out.
venomous.
And I think that was after 2017. So that would make the 16th person to come forward.
Yeah, so Guy Pearce was just talking
And he was
just
venomous.
speaking in an interview. It wasn't like he was suing
Well,
him
this
or
is the
anything.
reputation that followed him in LA.
This is so that behavior is why nobody wants to continue working with him.
Exactly.
It might be that he had been acquitted in his trials. It might be that he could have built his reputation back, but the way that he's been dealing with the fallout, or with these accusations, has blown back on him so much worse.
He said he targeted him aggressively while filming LA Confidential.
Yeah, and so he just started like this bitch fight on online about it.
Who did?
Kevin Spacey called him out on a video.
Oh.
And he was like spitting mad about it. And I just don't know, man.
Said he was scared of him.
Like,
he was a very intimidating
I saw that
person.
and I was like, it's super intimidating too. This was after we had heard about the deaths of his accusers had died.
3 people. How many people? It's fucking Kevin Spacey, bro.
I know.
You want to cry, baby? We're gonna go looking.
I know.
Kevin
Here's the thing.
Spacey, suspicious deaths. That's what that says. 3 people have died, confirming Mateo. There's actually 3 people that have died in 2019, all accusers of Kevin Spacey.
So my big question.
Imagine the luck.
My big question is like, why didn't he keep a publicist?
Terrible.
Like, how come he's allowed to make these statements and bury his career even more? Like, how come
A
he's allowed to
massage therapist?
How come he's allowed to fucking fly off the handle at these people and not have a publicist be like, let's work on that. Like, maybe we could try and mend your reputation a little instead of continuing to torch it. I don't get
Kevin
it.
Spacey accuser Linda Culkin, dead after being struck by a car. Maybe he's just got the mojo. Like maybe he's got the like spooky. Remember in the book when I'm talking about Jerry Garcia having the elements? By the way, I went and looked at some video of the actual concert, and he had big fans. Did not see that.
You didn't know because you
Did
were
not see
too
it.
high.
They were big fans.
He
They were
had
big
the
giant fans
blowing
that
on
cooled
them.
them off from the back. Did not see that because they would turn them off and turn them on. So it looked like wind to me. I did not see no fans. And I honestly believed 100%. I was like, music is powerful.
Well, also, did you
Like,
hear about
it makes wind.
the that magazine Jezebel? They sent one of the reporters in Jezebel decided to do this a fun article, not knowing that it was going to come true. But she said that she went and hired a bunch of Etsy witches to put curses on Charlie Kirk. Did you?
Oh, really?
You remember when that happened?
Oh my God, yes.
I know.
This is insane.
The article came out like days before because she like hired them and then like reported on what the feedback was. Like the witch was like, "Okay, it is done," or fucking whatever. Here's your invoice. And then she reported on it, and it was like just days or a week before he actually met his demise.
Yeah.
And so I was wondering, like, what if Kevin Spacey was like, you know what, fuck this, I'm just gonna hire a witch, cast some dark magic.
Casting the dark magic. Well, that's all I have on Kevin Spacey. I don't give a shit about his tears. He can fucking cry. And like the worst part about it is like, when I saw that there was a picture gallery of this place he lost, I of course could not resist. And this, like, when I first heard his tears, I was like, oh, cry me a fucking river, pal. Cry me a river. Because again, I do carry with me also the rumors that I believe to be at least in part true, that I heard back in the day. So I'm just like, you know what? This guy's fucking nasty, dude. Nasty. There's a bunch of other guys who have been credibly accused who have not gone down that I heard nasty rumors about, like nasty ones. David Stutman mingled with them, actually, at least one of them.
And they still have careers.
And they still have somewhat of a career. Their career was battered because of accusations, similar to Kevin Spacey's, but they somehow have evaded any kind of criminal. But like, I know a person who was with one of these people who openly talked about targeting 15-year-old boys. And I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? This guy's telling me about that.
What the fuck, man?
Yeah, dude. In Hollywood, bro. And I was just like, this is fucked up. I don't want to talk about this anymore. Like, what is the conversation we're having right now? And he was like, they're willing. Telling me this. They're willing. I actually didn't believe him. The truth is, when he was saying it at the time, I was like, you're ridiculous. First of all, this guy, didn't seem to be of the kind of physical attractiveness that would like, just like have like swaths of boys or men trying to get to him. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just trying to be practical. And, but beyond that, I just actually didn't believe him. It wasn't until the accusation came out later against this friend of his with whom he had told me that they were doing this absolutely despicable shit with 15-year-old boys. When the accusations came back, I was like, oh my God, he was fucking telling the truth. It's not like I didn't know what I could do. Like when I'm going to do 911, I know something. Like, he just told me the most ridiculous shit and then I walked away from it, not believing it.
That's dark, man.
Dark.
It reminds me of like those dudes who like...
Conspiracy Cosmics, like, who was it?
Yeah, I know.
I mean, I could say his name because he was accused.
Don't bother. Like, what are you going to do?
I'm going to think through it legally in my head.
Don't bother.
In my legal brain. Anyway, it was nasty. The rumors were nasty. And he was later accused of rumors similar. And, we'll see. I think he's yet to go down. I mean, I'm going to do a little quick search.
Shannon O said, I thought it was funny when The Bachelor, Colton Underwood, was accused of harassment. And then he said he was gay. And everyone was like, oh, look, the Kevin Spacey defense.
The Kevin Spacey defense. That's exactly what that is. Fuck that guy. Seriously, fuck him. 16 now accusers. I believe Guy Pearce. Do you?
Yes.
You think Guy Pearce would come out and like tell some vicious lie about him with the career he's had?
I mean, I think that this is really topical about this Blake Lively Baldoni case, right? Because it doesn't matter if you think you didn't sexually harass somebody. What matters is, did they feel they were sexually harassed? Right. So Kevin Spacey can feel like this was unjust or something, but he still has to be responsible for having made somebody feel uncomfortable. And if he wants to verbalize to the if he wants to vocalize to the whole world that he doesn't give a shit about how he's made other people feel, well, then so be it. But people aren't going to want to work with you if you're like that, No. Like, there's a bunch of other dudes who can play the same roles. Like, yeah, Kevin Spacey's amazing, but so is a bunch of other people. It's just weird. It's weird to play games with a career like that, to act so indignant about really serious accusations and think that you're entitled to anything in Hollywood.
Mind-blowing.
I was actually super surprised that he when he was crying, saying he had to put his stuff in storage and he was homeless and he was basically couch hopping and going and having to live in Airbnbs or whoever would take him in or something, I was definitely picturing that he had to move out of a condo or something. I did not
Exactly. It was my first
he
thought.
had like a massive home.
That's my first thought. I was like, okay, this guy, he's really been toughing it out. I actually had a moment of empathy for him.
Yeah.
I did. I
Just
actually
legal
was like,
bills. You know legal bills.
I did. I do. I was like, dude, millions of dollars. I get it. I remembered in the back of my head that he was acquitted in the UK. So that's tough stuff.
He still has to pay for that.
If he successfully mounted a defense, he did, and he got acquitted. And so that's a big deal. So I felt some empathy toward him because, okay, maybe he got a little ganged up on. Maybe some people do smell opportunity, maybe they took inappropriate behavior as something more elevated, or maybe they participated in something and now want to now kind of turn that into something else that's more of an opportunity for them. I mean, I welcome these opportunistic types to come into the to make their way to the stage with such a facade before them. But I don't believe that 15 men came out of this, and I certainly believe Guy Pearce, and I also believed some of the rumors that that I heard about him. But as soon as I saw that house, that's when my
You're like, oh, you've just been foolish this whole time.
I'm like, whose responsibility is this?
Yeah, right.
Whose responsibility is owning this sweeping mansion? With whom is he living in this thing? Does he have who is living in this? Does he jog from end to end? What does he do to live in that? He has to have somebody cleaning that 7 days a week. Just dusting. Do you remember, what's his name? Phil Spector?
Yes, Phil Spector.
And you remember he
lived in a castle.
When he got busted, he got busted from his castle.
Yep.
In which he shot the man. The woman, thank you.
Yeah, he ended up losing that home, and they couldn't really do much with it because it had been in such a state of disrepair. There was like rats were living in it.
Yeah.
It was just like the whole thing was basically falling apart because he had only ended up occupying such a small portion.
Exactly.
He basically took like a tiny apartment-sized portion of his castle and left the rest to the elements.
Exactly, and so Kevin Spacey owns this giant space, and the only way, giant Spacey. The only way
stupid
that, he can maintain that is by having a staff. A guy in his state of decline should not have a staff. At that point, we have to acquiesce to the circumstances.
It is easy to live within your means if you are super rich and you no longer have any means, Like it's super, super easy to just downgrade your wealth if you start out wealthy. You can just move into a cheap place in a cheap town and bank it all while you're trying to build your career back up.
Yes.
Even if you wanted to stay in Baltimore, it's super easy to do that. Anyway,
I can't believe
we don't have to keep talking about Kevin Spacey.
I can't believe I dropped all that all that fucking tea about. It was not Gary Goddard.
Oh, people are guessing.
Somebody much bigger than that. Anyway, so that's my thoughts on Kevin Spacey. I'm sorry that you fucked up your life. I'm sorry that you weren't smart enough to recognize the circumstances that you had created for yourself. I'm sorry that you're not able now to deal with to reconcile with the mess that you have created. And so you're crying on national television in hopes that somebody is going to give you a fucking job. What does he think, that the fucking head of fucking Netflix is going to put another fucking series together? Well, Kevin's in a lot of pain. Let's rescue the man before it's too late.
Yeah, I mean, he could make a Charlie Sheen deal or something and make a documentary about himself. He could do that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But, Charlie Sheen has managed to redeem himself because he got help and he got sober. I don't know if Kevin Spacey's acting that out yet.
Totally.
Like he's still hurt by everyone and not willing to be accountable.
Cosmic Urgency dropped a single name. He did not drop, and I know, of course, who he's talking about. Of course, he knows who he's talking about. Dropped a single name. That's so interesting that you would drop a single name.
Mateo wants to know, can you tell us about Gavel Gavel 2?
I mean, there's not much to tell you about Gavel Gavel except that I did a really great interview. They interviewed me because of what we're doing here on Two Real Live, more or less, and of course my history.
Yeah.
And they got whatever crash course I could give them of a filmmaker's perspective and confirming a lot of the things that they had hunches about, but couldn't, basically know from their perspective or whatever. And surprisingly, and I say that because, he's a prolific podcaster and he's had a lot of different guests and so on and so forth. So it wouldn't have surprised me at all if he had this kind of knowledge by having previous guests.
Yeah, he's also talking to lawyers and stuff too.
Yeah, he's involved in a, they're knowledgeable people, very knowledgeable. Anyway, it was fun. It was like, I got to tell, sort of our perspective, and I say ours because it's, very much a lot of the stuff we'd formed together and with our folks here. And so
I also
got to brag up the channel, which was fun.
I'm also super jazzed whenever anybody recognizes you as somebody who's got a unique and valuable perspective on Lively v. Baldoni, because you actually had your film stolen. And you actually were and you were also in a major lawsuit.
I can't believe I forgot to bring that up.
That you were in a major lawsuit with a celebrity. And so you just have this kind of experience that is valuable for this case, where you're like, no, he didn't get his film stolen. Take it from me. I've been through that in truth.
It's so infuriating that he still owns the movie.
Yeah.
He has, not he, but the entity that he owns was the single, highest beneficiary financially. They made more money than anybody else. It's staggering.
He did not have his film stolen.
No, it's just so absurd. But I think one of my favorite parts about the interview today was the way in which I was able to articulate what I felt was the true, fumble, and just and really actually how it was more about him losing control, I just I fit it in a perfect spot where we had shown all these weaknesses and the way in which that set was run and the way those guys did their business. So this was kind of in the interview, it was going in that direction. And then I said, and all of that really culminates into one, general, sort of symptom, which is that they lost control. And Sony's going to look for somebody to pick up that slack. They're not going to let their movie go tumbling down into oblivion. They're going to save it with everything they've got.
Yeah, lucky for him. They had somebody who was capable
That's right.
of saving the movie so that he could profit off of his hard work. He talks about all the years that he spent getting this thing to the screen. And it's like, then why aren't you more grateful that somebody was able to pick that up and finish it for you? Ultimately, I think that I remember when the guy, what was that movie that he won an award? It was for that brutalism, the architecture
The Brutalist?
film. The Brutalist. Is that what it was called?
With what's his name?
Yes.
Adrian?
Yes, with what's his name?
Adrian!
Okay, yeah, so he won the best director.
That's we should watch that.
And
it's
he
on,
basically he spent his acceptance speech complaining about this creative dispute.
director's cuts.
The creative dispute he had with the studio, and I was like, bro, you're accepting the award for a successful venture with the fucking studio. Shut your mouth.
I listen. I understand what they want to fight for, dude. I made a handheld shitty little documentary for a local playwright. And I got shitty with them when they asked me to because they wanted me to put one of the executives in there. I made this really artful little piece.
Oh, he wanted to make it a marketing thing.
And he wanted to turn it into this marketing thing to
yeah.
go and sell. And I was like, I'm not doing that. We had a fight about it.
No, I'm making a documentary about an artist.
And I did it for really cheap too. And I was like, dude, I put a lot of my own time into this. I'm not going to let you ruin it with this fucking bullshit. Mm-hmm. So I refused to do it. And I never worked with them again. But so I can be one of those guys where I'm like, they were the paying customer.
No, I understand having those gripes, but the thing about airing it to everybody or ruining your own reputation so that you can continue a fight that ultimately turned out fine. Baldoni doesn't have to feel any differently about Blake Lively than he feels now, but why did he have to go through all of this and tank his own reputation? The guy that won the award, the director award for The Brutalist, he didn't have to fucking tell everybody. Nobody would have known. Nobody would have known that you had a fucking fight with your studio, but now everybody knows you're kind of difficult and you don't let shit go.
Yeah.
Just water under the bridge that shit, dude. You're fucking fine.
And by the way, he was saying at the time that his success, this Brutalist, he was saying that the success was the example. He was like, you guys didn't want to take this, the risk. You wouldn't let me do the film the way I wanted to because he shot it all in 70 millimeter.
It's weak to continue to complain about something that you won. Like, he's the winner.
I know.
Can't he be, like, I don't know, confident and self-assured and like,
There is no
still
perfect
bitch
world where
about it?
artists, especially artists that work in a collaborative form that is so big as film, that you get total autonomy. It's just very rare.
Cosmic Urgency said, can't stand Brady Corbett. He's so pretentious, and he compared sitting through a 4-hour movie to reading a long book, as if people read a book all at once.
Yeah, I've done that once in my life. The Da Vinci Code. I was exhausted the next day.
You read one book?
I read one book overnight, like in one sitting.
Was it because it was so gripping you couldn't sleep?
It was.
It really was?
Yeah.
That's great.
I just couldn't. I was like, I'm just gonna know. I have to know. I want to know everything.
I had my experience.
I'm a little ashamed because Dan Brown is not considered a good writer.
Oh yeah, I know, but
there's so much backlash to him. But that story rocked.
So what?
Yeah.
I really liked Dark Matter
page.
by Blake Crouch. That was a page turner for me.
That's a book I could have probably got through in a
That one, if
single-
you guys are looking to like get out of a slump, that's a really good one because it'll just grip you.
Yeah, and Recursion, they're both fucking brilliant books by Blake Crouch.
Blake Crouch, he's very skilled.
Oh man, what a great writer. He's got a. By the way, that Dark Matter is a series on Apple that is fucking dope.
Yeah, but you should read it before you watch.
I agree.
Because
if you can read the book before the series,
better.
The book is better, but the series is great. So it's a really, but I think the book is better before the series. You know, as the establishing of the world and the characters.
Yeah.
Do the book, then get into the show and see what they did with it, because you understand. It's easy to understand that the show had to adapt.
Yeah, what's really cool about that is that it's not a great adaptation of the book, but it's adapted by him. So you can tell when you're watching the show after you've read the book that he just kind of threw out different ideas that he probably didn't make the book, but he'd had those ideas a long time. So he just threw them in the show instead so he could have all of the versions of his story told. It's neat. But the book definitely, the beginning of the book is the beginning of the story is the most important part. It kind of sets up like the disbelief that you carry through the whole time. And the book sets it up way better than the show did.
It did. It did it so perfectly, actually. And also the relationship between him and the wife it's bigger.
Yeah.
It's bigger in the book. Like there's something more to it than in the series, but I like them both very, 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 very much. All right, what else we got? Anything else before we move on to the readings?
Oh, I don't know if you guys ever listened to like 90s Brit pop, but there was a really one of the guys that was kind of responsible for making that really cool groovy bass sound. He died today.
Good. What's his name?
He's got a strange name. His name is Gary Mounfield, but they call him Manny.
Manny from...
He was in the band The Stone Roses, and then he was in Primal Scream after the Stone Roses broke up. And it was just like I don't know if you guys want to sample how awesome he is. The Stone Roses made a song called Fool's Gold.
It's dope.
And it's like one of the best songs of the 90s.
It's super jammy and
so
awesome.
Cool. So he was kind of responsible for like really changing the sound that Brit pop sound, and a lot of people copied him since then.
It's one of my favorite parts of hanging out with you is that you'll like bust out some shit like this. It's like total hipster shit, but you're not like hipster by any means, but you're like, you just know shit. And you'll be like today, because I didn't know this band. And you're like, do you know this band? And I'm like, no. And he's like, oh, the bassist died. You got to check this shit out.
Because it's a real bass forward band.
And then you threw it up there, and I recognized it immediately because you used to play it on your shift. But I didn't know them by name, and it really is fucking smooth.
It's so good.
Yeah, super good.
You know, when you're learning to play bass, like I played bass in high school.
Yeah.
And when you're learning to play bass and you want to learn to play like pop bass, you either pick up like the Pixies or the Stone Roses.
Like if you know anything about Angela, you'll know Angela can find ways to make things complicated. Angela's like going to take up music in fucking high school. So what does she do? Stand up bass.
Yeah. Well, I played upright bass in orchestra, and then I was like, well, I can't afford one of those. So then I played bass guitar. I didn't really like it as much. Upright bass is fucking awesome.
It's so fucking amazing.
Yeah, like
I love seeing
playing a human-sized instrument with a bow, and you could feel it like rumbling against your side. You know,
Neat.
It's fucking cool.
Super powerful. Cosmic Urgency shaming me for not knowing the Stone Roses. No, I didn't. I'm not as cool as you think.
We're working on you though.
Hey, man.
You know the Stone Roses now.
Do you know the band Blue Rodeo from Canada?
See, that's pretty cool. I didn't know that. You showed me them.
They'll break your heart. Anyway.
But that's the last thing.
The Pixies. I love the Pixies.
Yeah.
He was in the Pixies?
No, I was saying that if you want to learn to play bass guitar,
Yeah,
and you're like brand new,
Yeah.
you've never played it before, and you want to learn to play like pop bass guitar, you either learn the Pixies bass lines,
Yeah.
or you learn Stone Roses bass lines. It's like
That makes
that's
sense.
That's your choice.
Well,
Or
as
maybe-
soon as you played it,
The Cure.
I really paid attention to the bass. Obviously, he passed, and it was very easy to do. It really is like that. He was really the spine.
Yeah.
Which isn't uncommon. I mean, sometimes the bassists take a break, like in Pink Floyd. Roger Waters was more like, hey man, I can hit the notes at the right time and do the odd slide or vibrato, but he didn't. He wasn't progressive on that instrument in the way that like even Geddy Lee was. So anyway, and others, don't even get me started about what's his face from What You Call It. That dude.
So
Insane.
his brother announced his death. They did not give a cause of death. But
I was thinking about Les Claypool, by the way.
he was 63.
Primus.
Oh yeah, Les Claypool. He's all in a
He changed the
category
game,
all his
man.
own.
He changed the game.
Like
man.
him and like Bootsy Collins, like these
Yeah,
guys,
yeah.
like they're not comparable.
No. They just like otherworldly.
Flea,
Yep.
very different.
Yep. Infested for life. All right. That's that. That's all I got on that. I mean, there's a bunch of other things going on, but we could probably just get into our main feast now because we've got about an hour left. Mm-hmm. And then we're gonna obviously. Do you want to do some of the chat before we continue on?
Delicate singing the Pixies.
Dude, listen to me, guys, and I'm hoping so much to make this a reality, but I've gotten into trial mode.
Trial mode.
So, and by that I mean is
2025.
like I'm gearing the show to get ready to go live for trial on
I
this.
know you say this every night.
And I'm so excited about it, but it's just, well, good. I'm going to say it every night until trial night. But, I just love that we're working on it now. Broken Social Scene. Do you know that?
No, but that's one of my favorite names for a band. I don't know Broken Social.
I'll check that out.
Yeah, I'll check them out.
Maybe we'll check it out after we
I also
break.
didn't listen to Primal Scream either, too. It's like also another fucking killer name for a band, but I didn't know that it was the same bassist until today.
Did you get a visual from Primal Scream?
Yes.
Do you? What is it?
It's a scream in the middle of the woods.
Is it?
Yeah, like a dense rainforest.
What's the? Can you describe the angle of the picture you have in your mind?
Like a guy screaming straight up into the sky. Is that
Straight up into the sky?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Full, like, gaping mouth.
And where's the camera? Low, high?
High.
High over top?
Yeah.
Wow. Like Shawshank over top?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Why?
Because I just want to see the picture in your head.
That's a weird fucking question.
Why? I really enjoyed it. Thank you. I got to see the whole picture.
What about yours?
Mine was he was looking kind of straight at you, kind of like with his hands out like that, like really wide, and just kind of screaming right at you at your height.
Where?
And just like, ah, like just.
What's the environment?
Oh, I didn't see anything except him. It was like a Canva background removed.
That's great, Dale. I'm so glad that we reached this understanding. Broken Social Scene is Canadian, he says.
Well, I'm Canadian. How did I not know that?
Well, now you do.
I like Canadian bands. I just dropped Blue Rodeo on you right now.
I'll check them out. I'm actually super bummed that I can't share music with people on this live.
Well, there is a way to do that because we just got monetized, hence the super chats. Mm-hmm. We now have the ability to include music for Splitsvilles, so you can go through the catalog. It's extensive, and then they do revenue splits. So it doesn't really work for us because we don't have ad push yet because we got another few hundred.
But it's not like a royalty free music. It's like you can actually use like recording artists' music.
Yeah. It's deals that they have with recording artists and labels, and then you put their music in, and then instead of getting full ad revenue, we split it with them, which is something I'm definitely willing to do under the right circumstances, especially when we're talking about music. So I'm excited about it.
Yeah.
I have to do more exploring to know what we can do and what content we can create with it, but I'm excited about it. Pardon me, everyone.
Have some theme music.
So I'm talking about, or just like, in a situation like this, or, like whatever, Eric Burden, is going to die one day.
Oh, don't say that.
It's going to happen. And when he does, don't you want to play that war?
I'm actually super
video?
upset about the incredible, like groundbreaking, like genre defining artists that are going to pass away from old age coming up here pretty
There's
soon.
so many. It's just
People,
overwhelming.
what sucks is that there's a lot of people that are only going to discover them because they've passed away.
I'm going to eat antidepressants like fucking out of a bowl with fucking like cereal with almond milk.
Like Eric Burden is a really good example. People have heard his music, but they don't know him. And so they don't know to go through his
There's animals.
There's so many artists that he's sung for, and all of their records are fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Like,
we have the War
I know
record.
that,
It's
yeah,
dope.
yeah. So he sang for War. What? That's such an incredible.
That record is amazing.
So things like this, like usually, like I just have thought this for a long time. Usually, when I hang out with my friends, I'll play records because we have a really great record collection. And here we are hanging out with our friends, and like I can't.
Yeah, I'd love to spin a few records for sure, especially when we get on these topics and be like, "Yeah, let's listen to this." You know, it might get a little crazy. Have you ever been in someone's bedroom who has a lot of records, and half of them you're like, "Would you stop? Would you just stop?" I don't fucking like. What is it? What was that? What did the Osmond brothers? What was it? Donny Osmond.
That's happened.
Oh yeah.
I do.
They had the Osmonds.
I do
forget
recall
it was
going
a whole
over-
fucking family of them with the big same smile. They all had the exact same scary
In
smile.
high school, all my friends were stoners, and everybody was constantly playing that fucking Sublime record. Constantly, I was like, guys, like, I get that this is kind of good, but it's really not that good. It's
By the
like,
river of Babylon.
it's so horrible. I was like, I've never been able to listen to it since because it just
It's
got
a
completely
good record,
broken
though.
by overexposure.
Well, it's a shame because that is a really good record.
Yeah, the first 5,000 times you hear it at your friend's house, they never got tired of it. I was amazed.
I really like that I went off on his house. I'm seeing it in the replay beside me. And I'm like, yeah, that's me shouting because Kevin Spacey has to move out of his fucking...
Cosmic Urgency said, "Did you see that Donald is taking credit for the GOP voting yes to release the files?"
Can you believe this fucking clown? He's a clown.
Yeah, well, you know,
But
whatever,
I think people
man.
see it now because everyone knows he tried to stop it. And by the way, Angela, a little update on that. So Angela found somebody who did some AI analysis of the shouting video. And if you haven't heard it yet, it's Donald Trump shouting, and I'm paraphrasing slightly, but he said, or maybe even immensely, but the sum and substance is there. He said, we are not releasing the Epstein files. I don't give a fuck. We'll start a war. Fuck Marjorie Taylor Greene. We'll start a war if we have to. And if I go down, you're all fucking going down with me. And it's screaming. And a lot of people are like, they don't know. Is it AI? Is it not AI? So this person, and this is anecdotal. I can't, we can't say anything about,
This woman, she just made a TikTok video where she uploaded the file to AI, some AI chatbot or something, to analyze for her, saying, is this a true audio recording of a person's voice, or is this an AI generated audio recording that's a copy of somebody's voice? And it did like a whole list of analytics.
Yeah.
And like gave 20 points about how it has to be authentic and genuine, and it has to be a human's voice because AI is not capable of replicating things. And there were artifacts that were missing that are present in AI audio. It was really interesting. So there you have it. At least this lady has determined through very suspicious means, like who knows whether that's
the questionable means, but that's one of the bases for AI that I think is very interesting is analytics. Because you can compare it to ours and you can actually, have something to work with. So there's again, was it non-generative AI is interesting to me. Analytics and stuff like that. It's all interesting to me.
Yeah. So she said that it was an authentic voice recording.
Yeah, said it was authentic. And this recording is unfucking hinged. Now, what's so cool about that is AI says, yeah, this is, and it gets into it like pops in the throat, mouth sounds, inhalation sounds, and exhalation sounds, just breathing sounds. So, and what's interesting about that is, of course, it was after, presumably it would be then after that he came out with a hoarse voice, and which he acknowledged that hoarse voice was caused because he went nuts, basically. What did he say?
He said, I blew my stack.
I blew my stack, yeah. He's going to go with the boomer shit. I blew my stack. The shenanigans.
No malarkey.
Did you see the judge's order on Lively's Rule 11? No. God damn it. When did that happen? All right, let's see. I'll look it up, Angela.
Some of this shit is getting to... Oh, this is Ritus. That's really great. Ritus has really been doing amazing work on Twitter.
Oh, cool.
To clarify a lot of this stuff. Like straight up, if you went to Twitter and you went to Ritus's account and you saw his write-up about this this ruling, you'd know exactly what's going on.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Give us a link,
It's
bud.
been very, very helpful. Because I have been really struggling to follow what's going on with the court side of it. Like, I'm much easier at discerning what's bullshit and what's not in the storytelling.
Yeah, we're commentators. Yeah, we're not
Yeah, no, I
legal
know,
minds.
but like the whole like court procedure stuff is over me.
It got granted. What is it? Now you're making me crazy, bro.
Rule 11 sanctions, I think.
What does that mean, Rule 11 sanctions? I don't know what that means.
You're all excited.
Yeah, I'm so excited. Dude, yes, I'm excited. I'm vested in this. I have hundreds of fucking hours invested in this shit. What? Have I lost my mind? Well, thanks for joining us, Ritus. And thanks for all your awesome work. It's pretty cool. Maybe we could talk about some collaboration as we get into trial. I'm really looking at working with, collaborators who are kicking ass and like filling in the holes that we don't. I bring the expertise of a filmmaker. We bring our personalities, which are sometimes entertaining. We bring our perspective, which is sometimes, enlightening and entertaining or whatever. I don't know why people watch us. I have no fucking idea actually. But, I would love the opportunity to work with some badasses in the space.
Did this just happen?
I don't know. I'm looking, bro. Gavel Gavel, Lydia of Gavel Gavel, she said when she got on, I was like, how you doing? She's like 1,000 entries on the docket. They hit 1,000 entries.
This is what I mean. I can't fucking keep up. I really rely on all of you guys to tell me what's going on so that I can just sort of like keep the ship afloat here. I'm like bailing out water because it's just going faster than I can manage.
I'm trying to understand. I'm so excited now. I feel like
Hinata said this case is insane. One day not following the docket and there's a ruling on sanctions. Oh boy.
So it's
yeah.
sanctions?
Ritus said it was about an hour ago. There's also a lot of stuff going on the docket with the Jonesworks v. Abel case too, and I've just like let that go. I'm like, that's just got to be on the back burner. I don't even understand what's going on in this case anymore.
Well, I'm still looking. They won't have it on. Maybe they have it on.
We can learn about it later and talk about it tomorrow.
Well, I'm just excited. You got me so excited. I'm just digging for it. Well, let's do this. Let's get through the Wayfarer's motion
for summary
judgment. We are talking with Gavel Gavel today. And they were like, so we're going through this motion for summary judgment. And they're like, are we crazy? Or is this thing written to support fucking Blake Lively's case? And I'm like, it's crazy. She's like, we're looking at each other going, what the fuck are they doing? And then to add, well, I wanted to talk about, and he cut me off. He wouldn't let me talk about the video. He's like, we're not there yet. The most recent video, the sexual harassment.
See what I mean? There's so much.
Yeah.
It's really hard to keep up. If we weren't going live every night, like you've said before in the past, like months ago, where you're like, are we doing too much? Like, should we not go live every night? And with this fucking case, if we miss a night, we're gonna be so behind, we won't ever be able to cover it all.
We've been doing this now so long enough now that I don't know that I can stop. I don't know that I can stop. I'd be like, if we showed up here and everyone was like, fuck those guys, and it's just you and me, I'd be like, all right, let's go. Because I really do enjoy this space.
Yeah, I'm really interested in how this.
That's a lie. I can't do it without you guys, and wouldn't do it without you guys.
Cosmic Urgency said, "Yeah, you can just not talk about them today."
I know you love it. Dude, I got to get through this evidence. I want this. We're going to be uploading all of this. I have literally 100+ episodes that I'm trying to figure out how to upload, but I'm going to get it all uploaded before the trial. I'm invested in this, and
me too. I really like to. I want people to be informed because I feel like part of the reason why people are hating on Lively is because they're not informed or they're misinformed.
Yeah.
So I would like to just carve out just a tiny little space on the internet where people can come and get informed. Maybe we can be a resource for that. I'm happy to be an aggregator of information and just like spit it all out and let people know, like think about what they want to decide. But I think the part of the problem. And this is true with your case too, with this Don's Plum fiasco and the way that they managed to manipulate the film's reputation for everybody. It's like these publicists are highly paid to sort of like narrow the stream of information into something that is completely skewed to one side. So I just feel like we're just taking a little stand against that kind of like duplicitous, manipulative media strategy.
I've just been enjoying hanging out with people and getting into it and being able to shed some light and perspective on it that maybe they haven't been able to see. We've had the benefit of having other filmmakers join us and people who've been, if not in the business, peripheral to the business. And we've gotten like great feedback and been able to like shed a light on many of the things that a lot of people who are on Team Baldoni take for granted or just simply don't know. And then, just buy into the ignorance by just believing one side of a story and not, deciding to look further into it. I got like super excited, and that was why I got into this, was because it was just fun hanging out with people. I got to promote the book a little bit. I got to promote Don's Plum. It's a great way to kind of continue with my quest, right, to free Don's Plum, but also, to participate in something that's happening currently and that I think is important, and that I also think that I am in some way, a victim of still to this day. Mm-hmm. I know that. They've interfered with my press and my ability to tell my story over and over and over again. But where I got really excited was I got on a phone call with ex-patriarch. We had something to talk about, and we got on a phone call, and he didn't know who I was at first, or I didn't know he knew who I was at all. But then he just talked about it. He was like, "Oh shit," and he put it together, and he was like, "Oh, all of us," and when he said all of us, I didn't know what he meant until he clarified it, but he was talking about, because he was a part of a group of creators covering this story, and they were like, all of us were like digging deep into your lives to understand more from a filmmaker's perspective, so that they could understand whether or not there was any whatever weight to what they were talking about in these accusations.
Yeah, this is what
I was like, man, if I'm doing that, I'm going to keep going.
This is what I wanted from the beginning. When I first brought you, like the very first thing I heard about this, because Blake Lively's never been on my radar, and neither is like celebrity drama. But when they started saying, I saw these little like sassy videos making fun of her, or calling her an evil bitch or whatever for taking over the wardrobe.
Yeah, that's
I
really
like immediately
bad.
Came in here. I think you were working on something. It bothered you, and I was like, is this bullshit? Like, is this how it works in filmmaking? And you were very clear, and I was like, "Oh man, like this is valuable. This is a valuable perspective."
It's true. You got us all up in the shit.
I was like, "Well, we need to share your perspective with everybody else, because nobody else is talking. Anybody that knows her closely enough to defend her isn't going to put their name on the line during a smear campaign, to speak up about it."
Yeah.
But you've already been smeared, so.
Yeah, it doesn't bother me. Cosmic said that he's team that are both annoying and unself-aware, and I'm like, that's kind of the point I'm trying to make about this, is that it shouldn't be about anything other than what they actually, the actual case. It doesn't matter that we don't like them, and this is the part that like bothers me the most. And I know that you're more neutral than you are anything, at least around here, but I just think that it's not about liking people. It's about living in a world where truth matters again. Like, we got to get back to believing in the truth and seeking it out and wanting it, desiring truth. My life got turned upside down because nobody cared about the truth. That really bothers me.
Yeah, they didn't give a fuck.
No, they didn't give a fuck. The truth was staring them at the face, and people just walked by. I was basically like, I was a shell of my former self, Like, I went down into the darkest fucking place you can go and survive, And it was all because just people walked away. They just don't fucking care about the truth. It's sitting there and staring in the face. Well, this guy is like on jets and flying all over the world pretending to be an environmentalist. He's destroying art. He's destroying friendships and relationships, and he's ruining people's lives. And it can't be understated. It can't be overstated, the damage he did to me and to Artie Robb and others. It cannot be overstated. We lost everything, our entire lives and dreams. And for Artie Robb, it was even more crazy because that kid literally started in the business in Pampers. His first job was a Pampers commercial.
And he was friends with all of them for like 10 years.
Combined, 20, 30 years combined, all of them. And they did that to him and destroyed his career. Man, that's a level of corruption. It's a level of it's sadistic and terrible. And, it scarred us for life. And so I got to carry that around, and I'm finding ways to wear it now that I never used to be able to wear it. Like, I used to go through life just with the hunched back, you know what I mean? With the bent back and the like grumpy disposition,
You still have a grumpy disposition.
And now I get to, well, it's expressed though.
Yeah.
It wasn't expressed. It was like, what's wrong with him? Now I fucking tell you.
You don't even have to ask.
And it feels good. I fucking tell you, and it feels good. Let's get to this reading, shall we?
Okay, so I'm going to pick up where we left off.
Okay, so we are picking up from yesterday, and I promise I won't get too crazy with my commentary so that we can actually get the fuck through it. Go ahead.
No, go crazy with your commentary. That's the point. I'm not just trying to read this,
All right.
This isn't like a monologue performance.
You got me.
Okay, so we're in the statement of facts. This is Wayfarer's motion for summary judgment. I've read through all the way to part E in the statement of facts. So part E begins with Wayfarer, It Ends With Us movie, and Baldoni took steps to create a safe set.
Did they?
Mm-hmm.
Lovely.
Apparently. Wayfarer had a set of industry standard policies and procedures in place to prevent harassment, discrimination, and retaliation. But did anybody use them?
Oops.
Its employee handbook expressly prohibits such conduct and encourages employees to report violations. To enforce these procedures, Wayfarer had an HR department with dedicated staff.
Just don't ask Steve Sarowitz about it.
After every one of these sentences, they're citing exhibit.
The exhibit, which is the handbook.
There's like the handbook, and there's also testimony and stuff. But
Okay.
I'm not going to follow that for you
Understood,
guys.
yeah.
Prior to filming, It Ends With Us movie held an anti-discrimination training administered by an outside law firm. It Ends With Us movie also included a worker safety hotline on its daily call sheets. Lively benefited from other protections as well. The offer letter provided that she would not perform any nudity or stimulated.
What a way to put it. Benefited.
Yes.
Benefited.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
She benefited from other protections as well.
Like, imagine, like, they call that a benefit? They call it, like, safety on a set a benefit is a very, very strange bit of language for me.
They also keep misspelling the word simulated, and they keep saying stimulated. So they say that she would not perform any nudity/stimulated sex. So that's a typo. But it's consistent typo, like they keep doing it. I paid law firm, guys. The offer letter provided that she would not perform any nudity or simulated sex without her prior written consent and without negotiation and execution of a formal nudity rider. In April 2023, before filming began, It Ends With Us movie hired Elizabeth Talbot to serve as the intimacy coordinator for the film. Lively was given the opportunity to meet with Talbot a month before filming began, but declined. Before shooting began, Talbot considered the content of anticipated intimate scenes and suggested details and clarifications. She also spoke with Lively about Lively's boundaries. When Lively expressed reservations about intimate scenes, Baldoni volunteered to keep the focus on his own body so that scenes could be redacted. Prior to shooting, Lively and Baldoni were both provided with nudity riders detailing their consent and boundaries concerning intimate scenes. So there you have it. Part F. In the first phase of filming, Lively did not film any intimate scenes, but voiced objections to certain behavior. Filming began on the set in New Jersey on May 15th, 2023. It stopped June 14th, 2023 due to strikes by the Writers Guild of America and SAG-AFTRA.
And it was a disaster of a fucking month.
Yeah.
More or less.
None of Lively's intimate scenes were rehearsed or filmed during this period. However, all of the incidents Lively now characterizes as comprising a hostile work environment occurred prior to or during this first phase of filming. Lively's stated concerns, even if accepted as true, all involve incidents of relatively low level or innocuous behavior that, considered separately or together,
Relative to whom? To what?
Relative to whom?
Relative to what?
Even if accepted as true, Lively's stated concerns all involve incidents of relatively low level or innocuous behavior that, considered separately or together...
I guess to the Baha'i faith, perhaps?
I guess.
I don't know.
Considered separately or together, they fall far short of actionable discrimination or sexual harassment.
Unless you ask the CRD.
Unless you ask the labor division.
The CRD?
Yeah, the civil rights
Who gave
department.
her the right to sue.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
For instance, Lively claims Baldoni described his genitalia in their first meeting before she had agreed to join the film. This is a hyperbolic lawyer's spin on what really happened. And then there's There's 5 lines redacted.
Oh, I want to hear them. So everybody wants those lines. Give us those lines.
Such a statement is obviously not justification to bring any claim in court. Indeed, Lively herself seemed unfazed. She had raised the subject, did not complain to anyone at the time, and after the meeting, her husband sent Baldoni an effusive message saying, redacted.
They love effusive. It's their favorite. I think it's like they probably have like, you know, one of those motivational posters, you know, that says like, you know, peak and like strength and maybe like effusive.
I want to know what they're saying.
In the redacted?
Yeah, so it's a big block of redacted, and then it said, such a statement is obviously not justification to bring any claim in court. Well, let's hear it then.
Well, and maybe not.
I think that
maybe not on its own. It isn't.
I think all the
That's
redacted
true.
blocks are because it's statements attributed to her. It's statements attributed to the plaintiffs, right?
Yeah.
So I think that she has to approve those getting unsealed. I think that's why we're not reading it.
Yeah, maybe.
Because obviously they want us to read all this shit, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
They might be saving it for the summary judgment. I'm sorry, for their response to the summary judgment.
Oh, well, I think it's just, what I mean is it's redacted because she hasn't approved unsealing.
Yeah, so I'm saying she might be saving it for her own response.
Yeah, I wonder how much we're going to be able to read of that. What if it's just like black bars the whole
God,
way
we're
through?
going to just, I think it's going to be such a feast. I think her response to this is going to be, did you, yeah, you showed it to me, the dog eating the corn on the cob.
I'm always showing
The
Dale
corn
dog
you have to give me
videos.
the video because like when we go live, I'm going to show that as like for like when we're feasting. Like it's the dog eating the corn on the cob.
Is that French bulldog eating a corn on a cob?
Yeah.
He's so noisy.
It's so great.
Somebody put the camera like right in front. It's like a fisheye lens.
Yeah,
It's
I
really
wonder if I
great.
can get a copyright.
I love the
for that.
internet for that shit.
It's fucking the
Okay,
best.
anyway, back to this. I can't believe you tell people this. I'm not going to show you anything anymore. It's so embarrassing.
Boy, what's wrong with that? It's hilarious. Everybody watches that shit. It had millions of views.
I just want to be so much cooler than the girlfriend that like shows you dog videos online.
Dude, when you walk, you snap
like
your
I'm
fingers.
way fucking cooler than that.
Walking a dog, snapping your fingers.
Okay, listen. Lively also accused Baldoni of fat shaming. This allegation is based on a single instance in which, because it needs to be multiple, fucking weirdo. This allegation is based on a single instance in which Baldoni, who had chronic back problems and anticipated a scene in which he would have to lift Lively up, privately asked a physical trainer he had consulted with, who also trained Lively, about her weight. He did so discreetly. That is
Instead of just
That is
saying,
the opposite
I
of
got
what
a
you
bad
just
back and I
described.
can't pick up women. Instead of just saying, I got a bad back.
It's
not
my
you got a
back.
weight problem.
Yeah.
Like, that's why we have a problem here, because he's
Also-
a fucking asshole who can't, like, look in the mirror and go, oh, my back is bad. I can't lift women. Doesn't matter how fucking heavy she is.
No.
It could be 60 fucking pounds. She could be 60 pounds soaking wet.
It's also
and it'd be a problem for his
can,
back.
Nobody can explain the good reason why he didn't go to her for this information. Why he went to somebody else in her absence.
Because she would have said, you know what if we just don't pick me up then?
Yeah.
If you've got a bad back. If you...
Why do you need to know my weight? If
Got
you're-
a bad back.
If you're worried about your back, let's play safe and make sure you don't lift an
just a
entire
single
adult person.
instance. It's just so pompous.
So pompous.
It's so fucking pompous. It's like,
I can't stand
fuck
that shit.
you.
I know.
Fuck you. Especially when it's your back. And this is the problem with this fucking guy.
You want to pretend like you don't know why she's upset about that?
It's ridiculous.
Are you really so fucking dense that you don't recognize that asking somebody else for someone else's personal fucking information is somehow like not?
It tells me you knew it was wrong.
Yeah.
It tells me that you knew it was a wrong thing
Yeah,
to
he's
do.
like, how can I get around finding this information another way?
It's unbelievable. It's like imagine asking my doctor.
Yeah, fucking.
Yeah, Dale, take any medication? Maybe antipsychotic? What are you doing? Get the fuck out of my house.
Okay, so Lively also accused Baldoni of fat shaming. This allegation is based on a single instance in which Baldoni, who had chronic back problems and anticipated a scene in which he wouldn't have to, he could rewrite that. He's the director, he has the creative license to just rewrite that. Anyway, and anticipated a scene in which he would have to lift Lively up, privately asked a physical trainer he had consulted with, who also trained Lively about her weight.
It's not Black Swan, motherfucker.
About her weight. He did so. Yeah, it's not a ballet movie. He did so discreetly outside the workplace and outside Lively's hearing.
Psst.
Okay, that's the
Hey,
fucking
you,
problem.
over there, trainer. Can you give me some personal information about one of your
Hey,
clients?
let's be discreet about this.
That I wouldn't ask her for?
Yeah, let's be discreet about this. Make sure it doesn't get back to her. Would you? Is
Yeah.
that
How
cool?
about I ask you something I wouldn't ask her for, and we'll call that not a problem.
They're acting like this is a defense.
They don't even recognize that asking about the weight is only half the fucking problem here. You know, because she's asking her trainer. You know, it's a betrayal of her privacy.
I love that he's pretending like this is a defense. That he did so discreetly.
It's hilarious.
Outside the workplace and outside Lively's hearing. All of those are reasons why it's the wrong
why
thing
it's a problem.
Every one of those is a bad
Oh my God.
choice.
I mean, honestly, they wake up in the morning and telling themselves they're good. We're good people.
Oh my God. Okay.
We're doing the right thing.
But even if this inquiry was, as Lively now portrays it, a sly criticism, any petty slight that might have arisen, petty slight. Okay, any petty slight that might have arisen when the trainer, on his own initiative, repeated the comment too lively is simply too trivial to constitute sexual harassment.
You don't get to decide that. That's not your choice. I mean, obviously they can put forth their precedent or whatever, but that's up to a court, not up to a lawyer, and it's not up to
I think asking about your coworker's physical appearance and body condition definitely fucking qualifies as sexual harassment. I don't know why.
Of course it does.
Okay, harassment of some kind. Lively further accuses Baldoni of adding gratuitous sex content to the script before filming began. The evidence shows, however, that the scenes were redacted to align with the explicit female-authored book on which the film was based. Baldoni asked a female intimacy coordinator to review them with Lively. To the extent Lively objected, scenes were revised or removed. Moreover, Lively herself rewrote other scenes to boost their sexual vibe. Okay?
To boost their sexual vibe?
Yeah, that's
warm-up scenes?
This is written in a legal document.
Say that again. Would you mind?
To the extent Lively objected, scenes were revised or removed. Moreover, Lively herself rewrote other scenes to boost their sexual vibe.
It's so weirdly put.
Yeah, I mean, there's exhibits. There's 3 exhibits that they're citing.
Of things that she wrote?
Yeah, so,
Okay, so it was written. Listen, here's the thing about Lively, and obviously now that we've gotten to see the movie, first of all, I didn't think that the intimate scenes were so racy, did you? Like they weren't the ones that they didn't make me feel uncomfortable one bit. I didn't like looking at his abs. I thought he was over ripped. The guy needs to put a little fucking weight on.
Yeah, he's a little gaunt.
Yeah.
I saw that there was a lot of in the exhibits. There's a lot of like them hashing out the screenplay, and the changes that they're making didn't make it to the screen. So he's working on entire scenes that didn't exist in the movie anymore.
Yeah.
Scenes that I recognize from the book. And then there's other things that he's working on that are completely invented. So maybe it was the screenwriters, maybe it was his. I still haven't reviewed the screenplay. So anyway,
it is not so racy, is what I'm trying to say. Wouldn't you agree?
The book is extremely racy.
No, I'm sorry, the movie.
Yes, I know. But this, I don't know whether that's a result of all of this collaboration or whether that was because the screenwriter wrote it that way.
Well, I think the point that I'm trying to make and not doing a good job of is that none of that was necessary for this movie to be good and be successful.
No,
so
of course not.
And Colleen Hoover called it. She said, "Hey, having all this crazy sex just makes viewers uncomfortable. It belongs in the book. It's where it's private. There's something between the reader and the privacy of the moment that gives it a sort of comfort and permission versus sitting around next to your fucking in-laws."
No, I know, but Baldoni
eating fucking ham, going, "Hey, I didn't know."
Baldoni, who told everybody that within hearing distance that he was a former recovering porn addict, wanted to adapt the book as it was onto the screen with all the racy sex and all of the, there's no way.
I also understand the appeal to that. There is an audience out there that would love to consume that, and it's big. But that still has to be something agreed on between all the performers.
Yeah, there's no way
the distributor.
What's in the book would have made it to the screen.
And,
ever.
They're claiming that the distributor was on board. They have Angie Giannetti telling them to go forth and make porn.
Okay, I'm going to continue.
Please do.
Lively claims Baldoni improperly used the word sexy to refer to her wardrobe on one occasion, and to that, that's also very well crafted avoidance of what actually happened.
Yeah.
What Baldoni did was he referred to her in her wardrobe as sexy.
That's
correct. He was not referring to her wardrobe.
She referred to an object as sexy when she spoke about the shoes.
Yeah, she was pointing at her shoes and she was like, "Yeah, they're sexy." He was looking at her in clothing.
Correct.
Okay? It's just very different.
If you see her in that outfit, because this is the onesie, right?
Yes.
If you see her in the outfit, it is like a very hot like photograph. She's down, she's got the zipper down to there. The rounds of her breast, which she shows off on a regular basis, is there. So there's no question to me that he was looking at the whole thing and not the fucking onesie. Obviously, if you hold up a onesie, you're not going to call a onesie sexy.
Yeah, or
ever.
Any garment, right? If you hold it up on a rack and you say that's sexy, you're not going to be accused of sexual harassment.
No, that would be fine.
If it's on a hanger, right, you're safe. But
or you tell a wardrobe, I want something sexy on her. I want something,
It's just so insane to look at your actor, right? Who,
yes.
By this point, he's already had some issues with.
Well, the birthing scene has already happened.
And to not be very careful with your words and instead say, you look sexy. Like, what the fuck is your problem and why? Like, in any job where you have to assess somebody's wardrobe, right? Like, that is just a high risk area. There's a super high risk area when you're being asked to judge how somebody looks in their clothing. That's their body. That's themselves. You're like critiquing them.
Yeah.
Like, as an employer who wants to stay within the boundaries of protected, you're trying to protect your business from accusations, right? So you would just be very like, that looks great. You look wonderful. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Why is none of that an option for this fucking guy?
It's fucking bizarre.
None of that would have made her bristle. Anyway, okay, here's the... Maybe I'll just read instead of commentating constantly.
Would you stop commentating all the time, Angela? For the love of...
Lively claims Baldoni improperly used the word sexy to refer to her wardrobe on one occasion and to that of another actor on another occasion.
It's so weird how they're once again now in a fucking pattern of admitting.
Yeah, right.
Like, once again, here they are admitting to these fucking things, and their fans are like, this is a mountain of evidence. They're going to win.
Yeah.
It's just
weird.
maddening. Go ahead.
They still say that there was no sexual harassment. It's like they're saying that he fucking did it. And that at one point he complimented Lively's own personal low-cut outfit. Such passing sporadic comments, while perhaps ill-advised. They wrote this, babe.
You're probably right, Cosmic.
Such passing sporadic comments, while perhaps ill-advised, are not outrageously offensive in an environment where professionals are working closely together.
Oh my God, they're admitting it.
I know they are. Listen, let me finish. They're not outrageously offensive in an environment where professionals are working closely together to make a deliberately sexually charged film.
The Ron Jeremy defense. Cosmic Urgency says that he disagrees. He said they would complain if he said something like he wants something sexy on her. Like maybe, but maybe not in the context.
Again, like it's just, he could choose words that are really fucking neutral, Yeah. He could still
would still be calling the object sexy and not her.
He can convey positive versus negative without, making...
Yeah. I think in my example, although I think my example is definitely walking the line.
Yeah.
I think in my example, though, why I think that, or at least I'm still inclined to believe that I would feel like that's defensible, is because of the very things that they're stating, which is they knew that this is like a racy, sexy movie. These guys are racy, sexy people. So for she called her shoes sexy. I called her wardrobe sexy. What is the difference?
I just think that it's so
weird. It's defensible, at least.
Their whole
calling her sexy is not, to me, defensible.
Their whole defense chalks up to, well, she should have expected it.
Right. That's just garbage in every possible way.
And also, I just feel like it's just really strange for them to not recognize that that's such a high risk area. I don't know whether in that scene whether she solicited his opinion about her outfit.
Yeah.
I think that in both of these accusations, he just offered his opinion that looks sexy. I don't know that he's ever saying that his opinion was asked. You know what I mean? That makes a huge fucking difference.
I had a friend who visited a porn set. He actually rented his house out for a shoot, and they said, hey, we talked to the cast or whatever, and everyone's cool if you want to check out the set. Because he was a producer.
Like while they're filming?
He was a known producer. And they said, if you want to come by, you're welcome to. We cleared it with the cast. It's okay. So he was like, okay, fuck it. I'm going to go check out a porn set. I've never seen a porn set before.
You said it was in his house?
It was in his house, yeah. He was
like, I live here.
Rich dude. He had this like, in Calabasas, he had this like fucking ridiculous house. So he goes and he visits the set. And he comes back to hang out with us. And he's like, and we knew that it was happening. And I was like, so... did you check out the set? And he's like, yeah. I was like, what was it like? And he goes, oddly, very professional.
Yeah.
Oddly, he said it was very professional. He was like, everybody was mic'd up on, everyone was talking. I felt like I was it could have been a soap opera set, except for the chick bent over my piano.
Except for the sounds.
Except for the chick bent over my piano. It was literally, he said that, except for the chick bent over my piano. I was like, wow, dude, That's explicit.
He's like, you guys are going to clean those smudges before you leave, right?
I'm going to need some pledge in here. So, I bring that up for obvious reasons, right? It's not, there's no excuse under any extreme in your own mind. There is no extreme here. There's no excuse.
She signed up for a sexually charged movie. You're going to get sexually harassed, lady.
People sign up for porno and they don't, and they're expected to behave like crew members.
So they're just like, their defense is just to admit it and be like, yeah, but it's no big deal. It's like, have you ever heard of the narcissist prayer?
Oh, yeah. Yes. But
it's like,
I don't remember it.
I don't remember it by heart, but it's like, I didn't do it. And if I did it, then you deserved it.
Right.
I didn't do it, and if I did it, then it wasn't that bad. And if I don't fucking know. It's just like, it's kind of like the never give a mouse a cookie. But they basically just like progress further into admitting it, but then just turning it around on you and blaming you. Are you looking it up?
Yeah, I was on the on the show today, and I basically inferred that he might be a narcissist. I never said he was, but I just said he might be a narcissist. And Thomas, he was like, he's like, I'm not going to like be diagnosing people or anything. I was like, I didn't. It was pretty funny.
Did you pull it up?
Yeah. That didn't happen. And if it did, it wasn't that bad. And if it was, it's not that big of a deal. And if it is, that's not my fault. And if it was, I didn't mean it. And if I did, you deserved it.
This is exactly what they're doing. You can see what stage they're at.
Yeah.
With this motion for summary judgment.
Denial, minimization.
Yeah. And if it did happen, it wasn't that bad.
More
it's basically
minimization.
what they're saying here. This is like the third line of the narcissist prayer is what this paragraph is.
This is almost every single Donald Trump press conference or his press secretary.
Okay.
Not that I watch them, I don't, but it's just I've seen enough, maybe 4, and they're all exactly the same. I just imagine that he's just rinsing and repeating.
So yeah, and if I did, it wasn't that bad. In other words, here they're saying such passing sporadic comments, while perhaps ill-advised, are not outrageously offensive in any environment where professionals are working closely together to make a deliberately sexually charged film. Unbelievable. Lively also asserts that Baldoni at times alluded to his own sexual and marital experiences. Again, such exchanges are hardly surprising.
Insane.
Given that Lively and Baldoni were collaborating and communicating daily about how best to portray various adult and marital themes.
And we fucking saw it in the slow dance where he was trying to elicit conversations about their personal lives with Ryan Reynolds. And
there is no reason to talk about your own personal experience with your spouse. Like he even said in his deposition, he was talking about how what he said about him and his wife. I don't even want to name her because I feel like she deserves so much better than this. I feel like I can't believe that he's like dragging her into these discussions.
Dude, she's in her fucking box now. She's got kids. She's got financial security
dragging
problems.
her into those discussions with Lively, and now she's fucking getting named all over in a lawsuit. It's like this poor woman deserves so much fucking better than this.
And he's buying $1,000 shoes.
Jerk face. Lively also claims that Jamie Heath, Wayfarer's CEO and one of the film's producers, momentarily glanced at her naked upper body. It was just momentarily.
It wasn't like he was staring with his like lower lip drooping.
Yeah, okay. So momentarily glanced at her naked upper body after she permitted him to come into her trailer while she was having body makeup removed. See? That's different. They said...
That is a different... That's the one where she got covered. That's the one where she got covered.
No, he says that she was turned around and pumping. They're saying in their motion for summary judgment that she was having body makeup removed, which means that her makeup artist was in there.
I can't wait till they answer.
What the fuck?
I just can't wait till they answer.
I knew that they were conflating these things.
Oh my God.
Which is it, bro?
I mean, I say that and we haven't even finished reading theirs, but the answer is going to be biblical.
Why do they keep going back and forth like that?
I don't know.
They don't even know what happened?
I don't think they do.
Okay. While she was having body makeup removed, that's a different scenario. Okay, Lively says that she instructed Heath not to look at her, but at some point during the brief conversation, redacted. Whatever.
He got a glimpse. He got a glimpse of them gems.
You're gonna love how they phrase this one. Whatever fleeting mishap may or may not have occurred.
Who knows?
It was just a fleeting mishap.
When I saw her, we were looking at each other's eyes.
I can't believe he's calling it a fleeting mishap. It's actually got you into a fucking lawsuit, dude.
Especially the circumstances.
That's how fucking fleeting it was. Whatever fleeting mishap may or may not have occurred, it is being characterized as sinister only in retrospect. At the time, Lively said, "I know you weren't trying to cop a look." Lively also objected to being shown a video image relating to Heath's wife's home birth, incorrectly believing it was pornography. 3 lines are redacted here. The film includes an important scene between Lively and Baldoni's characters surrounding the birth of their child, and Baldoni and Lively had discussed the scene before Heath shared the video image. Yeah, that's actually part of the problem. That they discussed it before, and he went up the day after and thought that it was necessary to show her a video that they were talking about before. Okay, are you with me?
I'm right with you all the way.
Lively includes an assortment of other objections in her complaint, including that she contracted COVID on set, that after Lively told Baldoni that she had never seen pornography, he shared the fact with others. Yeah, and the situation of that was that he was...
Can you believe this little Missy Prissy Pants over here?
Baldoni was talking to Lively about his porn addiction, and she was like, how do I get this guy to shut up? Oh, actually, I wouldn't know what you're talking about. I've never seen porn before. Like, can you fucking stop? And he was like, hey, get a load of this chick.
It's so funny that like everyone's picking on the one who has like an actual like virtuous like position on it. They're like, no, I don't really corrupt my mind with such things. And like everyone's on Justin Baldoni's side, the man with the
weird
porn addiction and the accusations.
Yeah, like that's information he shouldn't have to know about her.
Come on.
Okay. And that at one point, Baldoni shared a personal story about being pushed past his own consent boundaries, an experience he has discussed publicly, including in his published books. And that there was too much hugging on set. So all of
that's the categorization, the proper categorization of that, which is that there was too much hugging. And it's interesting because in the video evidence that they showed, I'm going to talk about it again briefly because it's worth bringing up. There was an instance where he had hugged multiple people, and there were brief sort of cursory kind of hugs, greetings and like departures.
Bring it in.
Yeah, just bringing in kind of hugs. And then there was this one where it was like he was pushing his chest in against this dude. He was rubbing his back. It was very prolonged. It looked like a loving embrace. And it immediately triggered me to the extent that if I was ever on a set and somebody hugged me like that, especially my boss, I would be very upset about it. Like, I'd be very offended by it. I would also be like, and by very, I mean like I would continue doing my job. I would not probably even file a complaint, but I would be uncomfortable about it. It would be on my mind, because I'm not interested in expressing deep, intimate connections with people on that level, especially at work. But, like that's something that, now maybe that, I don't know their relationship. So I was speaking just about the hug I saw. Maybe they are deep, close, intimate friends. But one of the things that I ran into in Hollywood far too many times is this, like we're super close kind of thing when we're not. You know what I mean? This false sense of relationship.
Yeah.
False camaraderie is a good way to put it. Sure.
Also, like, in the context of like when they were filming it was like in the spring of 2023, and that was like, like the COVID social distancing is still in everybody's mind.
Certainly.
And like apparently they dropped their COVID protocol, so they're not testing everybody before each day on film.
And she caught
each day on set. So it's like you're really just kind of gambling by pulling people into a close hug and sharing each other's breath. It's just like, I just feel like the whole thing is just, if she is trying to protect herself and her young family, it just seems like a super weird culture. Yeah, well, I would have a problem with too much hugging on set too.
Yeah, and by the way, just in case you were wondering if COVID was over or not, Ariana Grande just tested positive. So that's it. We're still under quarantine.
They were just talking about a new variant that they believe exists with so many mutations because it had incubated in one person's body for like 2.5 years.
Oh my God.
So it just kept like mutating and mutating and
like,
mutating.
Now it has fangs.
No, it's monstrous.
Jesus.
Yeah. It's got like 40 different mutations.
Nothing to see here, people.
Anywho, Lively's objections were addressed before and during the filming hiatus. Okay. Although Lively's description of events is disputed, what is undisputed is that Lively's objections were resolved as soon as they were raised. Lively chose not to file any formal complaint. Instead, redacted. Consistent with that approach, after Lively and her husband chastised Baldoni for inquiring about her weight, the issue did not recur. Oh, good.
No shit. Are you saying so if you slap him, he gets it?
Lively objected to certain sex scenes, and Baldoni revised or eliminated them accordingly. On June 1st, 2023, a few weeks into shooting, Lively met with Baldoni and Heath and reviewed various matters she was unhappy about. Of course, they're being vague about that, but these are she voiced
17 points.
She formally voiced she
no
called
more
a
porn
meeting.
addiction. No more talking about your penis.
No, this isn't the 17 points. This is after the very first month of shooting.
Oh,
where she was like, "You gotta stop calling me sexy. I got a problem with that." Heath came into my trailer and looked at my tits. That fucking sucked. Like, let's not do that shit anymore. And then just last week, fucking Heath shows me a video. Doesn't even ask me if I want to see it, and it's a video of his naked wife. Like, what the fuck is going on here?
I want to tell you how mortified I would be if I walked into one of my actors' trailers and saw them in any kind of compromised form. No, I'm just telling you about how I would feel. How mortified I would feel. How absolutely I don't know if you've ever been angry at yourself for like years, where you've been like, fuck, why did I say that? Or why did I do that? Like, that would be one of the things. Like, if I ever did something like that, that would haunt my mind for years. I'd be like, all you had to do was knock, you fucking dumb fuck. Now this person thinks you're this.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? It would haunt me.
He doesn't care.
No, he doesn't care.
He was like, it was just for a second.
He minimizes
I just looked
it.
at your tits for it was
everything is
momentary.
minimized. Sure, yeah. Fuck a few innocent, not so innocent, come at it, like perfect, not ideal kind of It was not an ideal situation, but come on. The water was only up to your knees. What you complaining about?
I mean, Heath's attitude with that, and his attitude being so frivolous, parading that video around on set, going over to two strangers he's working with. He hasn't known for more than a couple months, right? That he goes up and he shows this video of his wife. It just goes to show, like, the trailer incident and that one combined. Like, do you have respect for women's privacy? Do you even recognize that maybe some people might like to keep their private nudity private? Like, it just seems like this is like those two incidents make it seem like it's a pattern of behavior with him, where he doesn't actually believe that these women are entitled to their own private, unimpeded space, or to a video of a very private, vulnerable moment being kept secret, right? Or just in the family. You know what I mean? Like, it's fucking weird that this one guy did these two things where he's like invading two different women's, very reasonable expectation of privacy. He's got a fucking problem.
Well, yeah, Ren says, sporadic comments is sexual harassment, especially when you're doing them on multiple bases. Like, they keep saying that everything was resolved. The problem isn't, the problem wasn't resolved, which is their behavior.
That's what they say.
They're saying that the moment was resolved. In other words,
time passed.
I'm sorry. What we did, we had an incident and I apologize. Next incident. I'm sorry. I apologize. Next incident. So it's as if they think that once it's apologized, it's abolished from their record. It's been solved. That one was solved. You can't bring up old behavior. This is new behavior.
That's exactly what constitutes a hostile work environment.
Exactly.
And that's exactly what the law protects her from having to exist in,
Yeah.
These fucking guys.
Over here.
I'm proud of her, dude. I'm proud of her.
I am
she was
too,
like,
dude.
Not just gonna fucking like let this go and like try and save the next fucking production from these fucking.
I truly believe that it's not the money. She doesn't need any of that. She knew she was going to take the hit on the fame. She was already taking that, so the retaliation was already in place. But I really believe that she saw this as like, this is a facade, and unsuspecting women like me
trick somebody else
are going to come in here and be bamboozled by these fuckers.
Okay. Lively chose not to file any formal complaints. Then there's, they said instead, and then there's a redacted portion. Consistent with that approach, after Lively and her husband chastised Baldoni for inquiring about her weight, the issue did not recur. Lively objected to certain sex scenes, and Baldoni revised or eliminated them accordingly. On June 1st, 2023, a few weeks into shooting, Lively met with Baldoni and Heath and reviewed various matters she was unhappy about. Baldoni and Heath apologized for Lively's discomfort. Eventually, that was enough to resolve the issue. Evidently, that was enough to resolve the issue. Lively has not identified any incident after that meeting that she claims constitutes sexual harassment. On November 9th, 2023, 5 months after filming had stopped due to the strikes, Lively, through her entertainment lawyer, sent a list of protections she wanted observed in connection with any future filming. Lively's lawyer said a signed agreement to abide by the protections would suffice in lieu of a more formal HR process. Lively did not commence any litigation or file any formal complaint, though her lawyer noted she reserved all legal rights. This is really interesting. So she told her lawyer what was going on. This is where what I'm gleaning from this.
Yes.
And her lawyer was like, cool, well, did you file any formal HR complaints? And she is saying that they deemed it resolved and that it wasn't needed, right? Because people are saying that Lively didn't file HR complaints. It's up to Baldoni and Heath, who both heard her complaints, to escalate this so that she didn't have to escalate it. And in absence of them escalating this in order to create a formal HR record of things having been resolved, she went to her lawyer, right? Baldoni and Heath made this happen, right? So she went to her lawyer and was like, hey, what do I do? And the lawyer evidently asked whether there was any formal HR process in place, and she said no. So the lawyer comes back and said, Wayfair guys, you're either going to do a more formal HR process or you're going to sign this agreement to abide by the protections, and that is going to suffice in lieu of a more formal HR process. She was like, take your pick. You're either going to do the right thing that would protect your company, or you're going to do this thing that protects your company.
Right.
Right?
You're going to acknowledge this. This is happening, and you're going to acknowledge
But all of this is a result of
legally.
Baldoni and Heath's failure to escalate it the way that they say that they do in their own anti-harassment policy in their business, and the way that labor laws mandate them to.
And we know from their own deposition on this summary judgment filing that their head of HR was not actually an employee, but a contractor, did not work in the office, and they had basically one HR person, and that person obviously did not suffice.
So they're saying Lively chose not to file any formal complaint, but her version of the story was that she was not given the option to. Okay, that's on them. Like Baldoni and Heath should have been like, cool, what we're going to do is get HR involved, because they need to recognize in the moment, they're idiots. I don't know why they didn't realize this. Our HR is in place for this to protect us. So they should have been like, hey, Lively, you don't really have a choice about this, but we're going to go to HR and we're going to get it all sorted. You're going to work with this person. We're going to conduct an investigation. We're going to get this all squared away. When they're saying that all of this was, what did they say? Her objections were resolved as soon as they were raised. In absence of them doing any formal HR process, they could not have been. And so that's why this problem was just prolonged. I don't know why these guys thought that it would just go away. Like she's some fucking naive little lamb or something that doesn't know how this fucking business works. It's crazy.
It's crazy.
Okay, anyway, I just wanted to clarify that because I feel like that's obviously they left that context out. Lively's lawyer said that a signed agreement to abide by the protections would suffice in lieu of a more formal HR process. Lively did not commence any litigation or file any formal complaint, though her lawyer noted that she reserved all legal rights. The requested protections largely...
So what's the fucking point there, I wonder, since I don't know what they're trying to tout there when she clearly said, look, this hasn't gotten to that point yet, but if it gets to the point, I'm reserving my right to do this.
It sounds to me like they're dealing with Lively and her lawyer who are acting very fair. This is what that sounds like to me.
You're right,
they're
exactly.
Like, the lawyer's like, we recognize you fucked up and we're giving you some outs.
We need you to recognize that you fucked up so we can move on, and also recognize that you're going to abide by the rules outlined in this document. You don't need to have a formal process in place that you should have.
This should have been fucking like...
Provided you're willing to just take the adequate steps
This
to...
should have been a 5 alarm fire for them. When they received
unbelievable.
This, they should have not like lawyered up, but like done everything they possibly could to mediate and squash this.
But you're talking
issue.
about compliance lawyers. When you say lawyer, when you like were correcting yourself, the reason you're correcting yourself, if I'm not mistaken, is because you're talking about compliance.
Yeah,
you're
not
saying
litigation.
You should have put the staff and the system in place immediately, so that you had a process through which any complaint could go and be resolved one way or another. And properly.
As soon as Lively's lawyer said, though her lawyer noted she reserved all legal rights, they should have been like, okay, change of plans. Let's make sure that we get a compliance officer on board to just completely take care of all of this. Make it go away as well as possible. Tie up every single loose end. You know what I mean? They didn't do any of this shit.
Dude, I'm telling you, I would call a company meeting. I would have a big, like, we are,
you
guys.
You would have done it before. Like,
there's shit going on in the set that's going to stop. Mm-hmm. And of course, if I were the source of the problem, I don't know the level of devastation I would, if anyone filed a complaint, like, and it's entirely possible that I may have offended somebody in my career. But if anybody had actually come forward with a complaint, I don't even know how devastated I would feel about that, because I would never want to create or contribute to an unsafe workplace ever. Like that would be a massive hole in my boat, in the bow of my boat. If I, self-inflicted wound.
Mm-hmm. Okay, the requested protections largely replicated protections that were already in place. Yeah, right. But the point is that you guys didn't fucking abide by those rules. It's crazy. Like, yeah, we already had those rules, but you're not sticking to them.
Yeah, saying you have rules and abiding by the rules are two different things, sir.
The requested protections largely replicated protections that were already in place, such as the use of nudity riders and an intimacy coordinator. Other protections implicated conduct Lively herself had engaged in during the earlier phase of filming, such as improvising kissing in scenes, commenting on her own physical appearance and that of others, and hugging other cast members. Okay, but is she the fucking boss? This is what I want to know. How is she responsible?
Well, you don't have to be a boss to SH.
No, but here's the thing.
Act inappropriately.
The reason why he's in violation of labor laws is because the labor laws protect the employer and the employee, and that's the dynamic. So if they had complained about Lively's conduct, then we would have a story to talk about this, right? They're saying, well, we only did it because she did it first. Well, like, there's a different power dynamic there.
I don't think that she did. I think they're bullshitting.
I believe so too. But
I think the idea of what they're calling improvised kissing and what she's calling improvised kissing is a totally different ballgame.
And hugging other cast.
And I'll tell you this.
Did they complain?
The kissing scene that they said was an improvised kissing scene was not. It was not. And the reason is because they shot it in an entirely different setting at a totally different angle and not in a hospital. Instead, they shot it at the house.
Yes.
And it was the exact same blocking.
Oh, it was the same scene.
And there was actually a second kiss.
You're talking about what you saw in the film.
Yeah, in the movie, it ends with us. Mm-hmm. The same scene, which is the scene where she's walking past him. And as she's walking past him, she kisses him and tells him, and I love you too.
Yeah.
So that scene, which took place in the hospital in the leaked footage for the
BTS,
the BTS, it wasn't BTS, that was actual raw footage. So that footage was from the shoot. They redid that scene in a house. Either one of those two scenes. What just happened?
What happened?
All my data's gone. Hopefully the live's still going. Okay. Ooh. Weird.
You think it might not?
So
you got shut down?
Yeah, something happened.
It was Toby.
I think the live's going. Where was I? All my monitors dropped. It was wild.
You were talking about how that they shared what they're calling is such as improvised kissing in scenes that Lively did. You're saying that scene ended up in the movie and that was a scripted scene.
Well, no, not just that. It ended up it was a totally shot in a totally different location. Blocked exactly the same kiss. There was actually an added kiss to that one, the one that made the movie. The one that made the movie, he goes and pounces on her and gives her a big old, tongue down the throat kind of kiss at the end of it after she says, I love you. Which some say was potentially improvised, but
so you're saying they might be lying about that?
I'm just saying that I'm saying they're definitely not being truthful. I don't know if it's lying or if it's that they're trying to. Anyway, horse shit.
Okay, so on January 1st, Jesus. Okay.
Firth.
On January 1st.
What was that? Was it Martin Short who said, "Why did they put an S in the word lisp?"
Oh my God, Martin Short is the fucking best. So he's. I just howl whenever he does his Jiminy Glick. Is that his name? Jimmy Glick?
Something like that, yeah.
Whatever. It's just really hilarious. He does these like fake interviewer. You guys got to see him. It's really funny. But he asked, just out of the blue, he'll just ask questions, and one of them was, why do you think they put an S in the word lisp?
Doesn't it seem cruel?
Seems cruel, doesn't it?
Okay. Super funny.
Such a fucking top tier joke. Okay.
Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you very much. Keep going.
On January 4th, Lively held a production meeting at her apartment. This is the one where Justin Baldoni felt like he was ambushed. Okay?
Yes.
Then they have two lines redacted. Okay. Lively read a list of grievances from her phone that included, in addition to the incidents discussed above, a demand that Baldoni not speak to her dead father, mention his own religious beliefs, or have private multi-hour meetings in Lively's trailer with Mr. Baldoni crying. Lively also demanded notice of COVID exposures on set. Okay, moving on. On or about January 19th, 2024, Heath, acting on behalf of It Ends With Us Movies, signed the protections as incorporated into a rider to the unsigned actors loan out agreement between It Ends With Us movie and Blake L. Inc. Lively refers to the document as the contract writer agreement. The CRA does not include any admission of improper conduct. It is forward-looking document concerning behavior once filming resumes. Okay, so that's the end of that section. How
Do you want to do some chats?
Yes. How interesting do you think it is that they put in here that she demanded that Baldoni not speak to her dead father?
Listen to me. It's one of the more underreported egregious acts by him. Imagine losing your father 2 years before, and then a fucking clown like this comes up to you and tells you that he's speaking to your father in the afterlife.
Like, no joke, I would have slapped him across his face. I don't know that it would have been reflexive, and I wouldn't have even intended to, but what the fuck do you even do with somebody when they think they can make that kind of, like, that they can take that kind of license with your personal information? I mean, I just don't understand what he was thinking that he was going to achieve by putting her on that rough of a spot.
It's so
I would be
reprehensible.
Like, are you trying to like make me fucking sob in front? Like, what are you fucking trying to do? He thought that he was going to garner some affection or make some sort of connection with her. I don't understand what he was even.
And I think it's a testament to her strength that she played it off as a joke. Like to be that strong and resilient.
Couldn't
and
be
by the way, everyone wants to make light of the fact that she does things like, no, you're good. You weren't trying to get a peek. Well, when he brought that shit up, she made a joke. Because what Blake Lively tried to do, whenever possible, it appears, was to not create conflict.
It's a defense mechanism, absolutely.
And just not to stay away from conflict. She knows where she is.
Well, she also knows that these guys can't fucking deal with criticism at all, whatsoever.
But even
so
beyond
she's like,
that,
okay, I'll make light of it so you guys can just fucking move on and stop being such whiny fucking babies.
Yeah, I think part of it is defense, but I also think a lot of it is that she knows where she is and she knows what she's doing. And she knows what she's got to get done. Okay. She knows that everything is temporary. You know, it's the carnival. You know, they're gonna do 2 months, and then this fucking cat's in a rearview mirror, right? So she knows all of these things, and she also knows, and this is so important, Angela. I cannot stress this enough. Blake Lively knows what she means to that production. She shuts it down. She gets it going. Movie stars are why movies get made, or not. I shouldn't say that. Movie stars are why movies get funded, and they know it.
Yeah.
They fucking know. That's why they leverage it for the kinds of pays and back-end packages that they get. Blake Lively knew that whatever disturbance that she might cause on that set would reverberate through every aspect of it. And there are so many different potential problems for Blake Lively beyond just the ones that make herself uncomfortable. But if you have a crew, they rely, these movie stars, on this crew being exquisitely professional, right? And wanting to capture her in the best possible light. When Leonardo DiCaprio left us on the little tiny set of Don's Plum, just before he pulled away in the car that took him to Marvin's room, he said, guys, make me look good. Like, they're depending, these movie stars, on everybody to do that. And that's why some of the best movie stars in the world have the greatest relationships with the crew. It's because they know that these are the people who are ultimately in charge of what's going to get put on that screen.
That's right.
And it's just an important thing to consider. And also, the energy around them matters. So movie stars like Harrison Ford notoriously is...
he's a joker on set.
A joker, but everybody loves him.
He's like a practical joker.
But he's like mild practical joker. Like no scare, no fear or anything, but just all like really funny, practical, making you feel included. He brings people to his level or he goes down to their level. However you want to put it, he tries to create an environment that he knows creates the most like conductive atmosphere for creativity. And so Blake Lively or anybody like Harrison Ford in a situation like that, I would imagine would probably try to take on, like he'd probably make himself clear, but you know, he might try to take on more neutral territories wherever possible.
Hinata said that Blake Lively was never even on my radar, and all of a sudden I couldn't open Instagram without seeing videos of her, all derogatory. It was so obvious it was about politics that she was being attacked. Delicate said, I could care less about these people too, but I don't appreciate how they manipulate the narrative to distract from the facts. It's not about the people involved, but the principle of the matter.
Do you see Delicate as Delicate's name?
No.
You see Indie Rock?
Yes.
Okay. I was just wondering if I was getting like a different view.
No. I don't know why it changed. Everybody's got that.
Yeah. Keep going.
Oh, Hinata said that the Wayfarer...
I love Delicate's perspective. It's always awesome.
Hinata said that Wayfarer Handbook is out, and Baldoni does tick almost all of the boxes where they just how they describe sexual harassment.
Well, we heard Sarowitz was, we know Sarowitz got blasted with it, and we certainly know Baldoni did. That's why I cannot wait for the reply.
I know. We only got very, very small sections of their
hundreds of pages were missing
of their deposition testimony, and that's why I think it's just tickles me every time any of these Baldoni defenders online are talking about how it proves his case. That this motion for summary judgment is like a slam dunk, and then they've been sharing screenshots of his depositions, and it's so fucking cherry picked. It's so obvious that the only part of the questioning that they'll ever show is the very beginning of a question.
Yeah.
Because that's when the lawyer lets them step on themselves before they drill in and get to the truth. But they don't include that part.
Let's go into a couple more comments and then we'll finish off the... Are we close to finishing this one?
No, we are not.
How much more do we have?
So I am on page 23 of 73.
What?
But there's a lot of... It looks like this. It's redacted like this.
Yeah.
A lot of it.
Do you want to rip through some more right now?
No, I want to go through the comments.
Okay.
Could talk to the chat a little bit.
Yeah, no, I love the chat.
Oh shit, let me find where I am. We have a troll in the bottom, but
Who?
oh, not a troll, just like somebody who doesn't understand this side of the case.
Oh, well, that's just a difference of opinion, Angela.
I'm sorry, I lost my place. Let me find it. Okay, here we are. Hinata said that they're saying Blake benefited because she clawed out sexual harassment and got to go to the editing room. These men live in the 1950s. They're like, the dame wasn't even punched once.
She was out alive.
And she was asking for it the whole time.
Yeah, that was what was it? Sean Connery.
Yes. Yeah. He strikes his wife, but she deserves it.
Only because she deserved it.
Fucking pig.
Yeah.
Let's see.
What a fucking weird world that we live in. Like, I just don't understand how like you needed any kind of like actual structure to know that was bad. Like, societal structure. Like, you couldn't wake up in the morning and absolutely know that striking any human being, woman, child, your fucking brother, bad.
Hinata said that the trainer was so done with Baldoni, he simply cut him off entirely. Baldoni's in text messages. I can't find it. I need to find it again. I remember him being quoted by somebody else in his text calling the trainer a spy. So he's telling his publicist that he resents the trainer because the trainer was basically a spy. Because the day after he asked the trainer for Blake Lively's weight, the trainer tells Blake Lively, and I guess he thought that would be some sort of confidential conversation or something. The trainer's like, I don't have any fucking allegiance to you.
Yeah.
You're being fucking weird. I'm going to tell my client.
Well, the trainer knows,
Yes.
especially when somebody says something like, I have a bad back. Can you tell me how much she weighs?
Yeah.
That there's such an absolute gap in common sense there. Mm-hmm. Like, it's so obvious the problem is the back and not the goddamn
and also,
weight of a woman.
There's never going to be like a maximum or minimum that is safe. If you have a bad back and you're worried about lifting a full-grown woman, then don't. Because you're never going to be able to...
Weight doesn't matter.
If she loses weight, she's not going to be more liftable if your back... Like, what happens
when you... It's not the 20 or 30 pound swing from what you think you can handle.
Yeah.
It's the initial 100 plus.
Yeah, you're not supposed
That's what's going to be the danger to you.
You're not supposed to lift an adult woman. Sorry.
It's just basic.
Like, too bad you're injured, but
they're not very smart. They act smart. They talk smart. They do some things smart. Like, they built this company. They got these movies made. These movies were successful. But these people are not smart people. I believe that this is basic common sense. Sore back. Don't pick up any woman. Don't need to know weight. So if I'm right, then it had nothing to do with that.
And there's absolutely no reason why he couldn't use a stunt double to do all of the lifts. Like, there's no reason. Like, there's a scene in the book that I was surprised was not in the movie where he lifts her, he throws her over his shoulder, and he's carrying her in two arms.
But it's like an officer and gentleman moment at the end of the movie.
Yeah, so he picks her up, and then he carries her all the way across the room through the threshold into the bedroom. And it's a room full of a bunch of other people that see. And she Lily is talking the whole time where she's being carried away. Like, oh, save my drink or fucking whatever. I can't remember. But I was surprised that that wasn't in the movie. And Justin Baldoni could have just hired a fucking stunt double to do it, you know? It's easy. All right. Should I continue?
I want you to.
Before
you do, let me just acknowledge that we have a new person here called Maybella.
Yes, that's who I was talking about.
And yeah, well, Maybella, I'm really glad she's here, man, and I do hope that, and I'm glad that people are talking to her, and you know, I think that she feels a little alienated because most people have a different viewpoint of this. But I will say about everybody that's in this chat, and this I will say this about myself and Angela as well, that any argument that's logically based, that's factually based, right? That doesn't defy pure common sense, we're open to, and we want to have the conversation. You know, Angela and I we just did a review of It Ends With Us, and we praised the movie, including Justin Baldoni and all of his work. Mm-hmm. This isn't about any kind of personal feelings that we have, although we might get emotional, we might get shouty, or we might get laughy about it and whatever. The reality is that this isn't an emotional investment for us whatsoever. We're looking at this as best we can from the information that we're able to gather. And it's overwhelmingly in Blake Lively's favor, and Judge Lyman agrees.
I mean, you can speak
Today's
for yourself.
motion is a clue.
You can speak for yourself, because I do feel emotional about the fact that Jamie Heath pulled out a video of his wife's home birth and tried to show it to a stranger in his workplace. That's anger making. Well, I'm emotional about that. For sure.
But I understand that, but you're not like personally emotionally invested in this.
When she voiced her concerns, when Blake Lively voiced her concerns over Jamie Heath's wife's potential violation of privacy, and she said, "Is she okay with you showing this video to strangers at work?" Right? It was her concern to him. He said, "She's not weird about this stuff." Like, what kind of person is? Like, I don't even have words.
But I can understand why those things anger you. I'm just, what I meant to say was that, and you know, I'll speak for myself.
Because they're
for me,
masquerading.
I don't have an actual personal emotional involvement. While I'm emotionally reacting to some of the things they do that I consider egregious or stupid, and by stupid I mean just so like filled with ignorance and just dumb is the word I can only come up with.
Justin Baldoni tried to tell her that he was speaking to her dead father and not recognizing how painful something like that might be to even talk about.
Paints a bad picture.
Like, you don't fucking know this lady for more than fucking 6 months maybe at the time that he was talking to her about that. Like, tops 6 months.
Yeah.
I don't understand where these people fucking come from, and that they think that they're these like they're masquerading as if they're these like elevated men who are connected to, you know, empathy, and it's like, that's bullshit, man. You don't act like that. You know, you don't act like you've got a fucking brainworm if you're that elevated. Yeah,
right. We're gonna do Rule 11 tomorrow. I want to sit down with it and like read it. I don't want to do it on the live without getting a little preview at least. And I don't even know where to find it yet. I haven't found it. I don't have the subscription. I guess we're gonna have to get the damn subscription probably.
Oh no, I have I'm on Court Listener. I just don't, you know, it doesn't send me notifications or anything, so I didn't know it happened.
Anyway, we appreciate you being here. We appreciate everybody who comes. We want this to be a safe place for everybody to voice their opinions. If it does get a little ornery or anything, it'll be because, you know, we're clashing heads instead of having an open conversation. But we all feel, you know, very strongly, or at least most of us, it seems. I guess I'm supposed to speak for myself. I feel very strongly. I feel very strongly about the conclusions that I'm drawing based on the evidence. I am open to my conclusions being changed by facts, but I don't think that's going to happen.
Delicate said the way that they're listing everything in a row, like everything, they're listing everything that she complained about, makes it look bad, right? In the motion for summary judgment. Delicate saying, like you said before, all the incidents might be minor, but when they're all piled up like this, it's not good.
Yeah, that's the problem. She said, Maybelle just said she called it porn. Yeah, exactly right. She thought she was being shown porn. That's like, already a bad start to a situation.
This is what happens. So a man walks up to you with his cell phone in hand and just shows it to you. This is the situation that happened. Jamie Heath and Baldoni do not tell a different story from this.
They are consistent.
They are consistent in that they talk to each other about whether to show it to Lively, but neither of them ever asked Lively whether she wanted to see it, whether she was solicitous of it, like she was like she had seen it before, or they talked about it the next day and she was expecting to see it. Neither of them asked for her permission or warned her about it. So when he comes up with a fucking phone and there's a naked woman on it, she's like, "What the fuck is this, porn? Like, what are you showing me? What?" Right?
Yep.
Because he basically ambushed her with it. I don't understand how anybody can see this as fucking normal behavior at a workplace. Like, of course, this resulted in a sexual harassment complaint. He should have fucking expected it.
I just want to say officially,
who acts like this?
That the reason that I have not like taken the full hour to work on this is because of cosmic urgency, and I want to say that because that's how much I love and respect and have.
We do love cosmic urgency,
and anybody else. And I said I thought to myself, if cosmic feels like we need to be a little more spread out with our coverage, then there's probably others who do too. And I just want to make sure that like the place that I don't want to lose cosmic urgency, or I don't want to lose any of these guys. Do you know what I mean? So we're just going to have to continue this conversation again tomorrow, and we're just going to keep going through it. Maybe we do have to do another Saturday edition.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
I feel like we might have to do another Saturday edition, even though Saturday was supposed to be me setting up my new mixer. I mean, it still can be, but I also got to cut these damn videos. Did you want to read more? We're at 2 hours now, or did you want to close up shop?
No, we should definitely pick up tomorrow.
Okay,
sure.
We'll pick it up tomorrow. Let's finish off with some of these comments.
The Junk Farm says they for sure are both doing PR, but Blake Lively's is going to be actual
public relations.
Actual, I think this is a typo. Actual expense. He probably means actual.
Not smearing.
Evidence.
Yeah, I think that
and that Baldoni is going to have to pay for 3 times punitive damages.
Yeah.
She is not illegally retaliating.
Well, there's a certain amount of she's allowed to speak out as a victim, but I don't think she's doing any kind of crisis PR campaigning that isn't more traditional PR, meaning that she's doing things like Blake Live. They have like I see PR of Ryan Reynolds talking about his daughter and this nonsense about her swearing, and there's other PR that they do or that they've been doing, but it's not necessarily. It's definitely not smear campaign stuff. If it was, come on, I mean, just think of how much they could flood the market with things that Justin Baldoni said that were horrible, whether it's on Man Enough or in. Pardon me, whether it's in Man Enough or in his book or in that TED Talk, the guy or books, I guess, he has on more than one occasion said things that really shine the perpetrator light on him.
So this motion for summary judgment, just to like give everybody an expectation about what's happening next. So they're going through it chronologically. So here we were. That was the first phase of filming. Yeah. And then part 2 of this is the second phase of filming proceeded without incident. And then that is when they started.
Thanks to Blake Lively.
And then they started. I know, because she fucking really tied it down.
And Ryan Reynolds, as it were, because he apparently traumatized. And believe me,
got him to fucking act professional.
If Justin Baldoni was traumatized in that situation, I understand. I was in a very similar one where you walk in and everybody's yelling at you and in your face and they're big stars. I had Leonardo DiCaprio screaming, his spit hitting my fucking face. Disparaging me and telling me how much he's going to ruin me. I had that. So I know what that trauma is. I know it all too well. The difference between me and Justin Baldoni is that Justin Baldoni earned that situation. He created an environment that was toxic and he didn't get it right. He didn't clean it up. Instead, he took it personal when the complaints came.
January 4th was that time where he was berated. Yeah. It was May when she was complaining about his behavior. The previous May. So don't tell me that you were fucking blindsided when you went into a room and it turned out to be a hostile argument. They
cited in their own motion for summary judgment time and time again of her tolerance.
Yeah.
They keep citing her tolerance, and they're trying to frame her tolerance, right? Her willingness to try and give these guys the room to improve, to get it right. Mm-hmm. They try to mischaracterize that as some form of consent. And it's just absurd beyond absurd.
So what we're going to get into next is they're still trying to tell everybody that Blake Lively took control of the film. So that's going to be the next time that we're doing this.
Junk Farm says it exactly right. She could have gone on 60 Minutes or Dateline, or she could have actually, come on, she got a Pulitzer Prize winning writer to write on her complaint. I mean, this woman could have done a whole lot and still can She could sit down right now and do an interview that would fucking, blow the wind back, blow their hair back.
On Too Real Live.
We got Blake Lively live. Too Real Lively.
Too Real Lively. Okay, we gotta go.
Jacqueline and Shannon, thank you so much. That was so kind of you. Very unexpected. So cheers to you. That really was, it was unexpected, but I really think that it's going to be helpful just to, send a message to YouTube.
To the algorithm?
Yeah. Just be like, hey, these guys make people happy. And that's, at least, I assume that's, feels weird saying that. All right. I totally adore you guys. Cosmic, thanks for hanging in there with us. It's only going to be a few more months.
There's going to be a dead zone. There's a lot happening at the end here at the end of November.
Yeah.
But it'll mellow out.
Well, we got all this stuff. Then we're going to have the answer to the summary judgment, which is going to be pretty fucking huge.
Yeah, but
and then a lot of it's just going to be trial building.
Nothing's
going
to happen in December because everybody goes on holiday.
Yes, in December we're going to be talking about things. We're going to be watching movies. We're going to be watching a movie this weekend. We're
sharing recipes.
We're going to watch some more of that Katla, which I really, really enjoy.
Yep.
And there's more stuff coming. So this place is, and you guys, thank you for, playing fair with Maybella and, making this place a safe place for people, even when their opinions are different, vastly different in some cases. So it's a nice example of what can happen when we're just hanging out and being friendly in our disagreements. So I'm really proud of this channel. Really proud to be associated with you guys. All right. So, you ready to go?
Yes.
Thank you guys so much. We'll see you again tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll get into more of this. We're going to be doing the Saturday edition, so you can put it on your calendar if you want to join us. All right, Angela?
Yep.
Good night.
Good night.
Love you guys. Bye.